There we are. Now I am on. All right, everybody, welcome into the Couch Potato Sports Show. It is me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, coming to you live here on our Sunday, afternoon tradition now, as far as that is concerned, as we are now in our 17th year here on the Couch Potato Sports Show, bringing you in and out of, all sports kind of. Last Probably the last 8 years, we really kept it on the football side of it. But here in the off season, of course, we talk about a lot of other things, and we will be doing that today. As I got a bone to pick with a certain thing, not even this guy. I don't even have a bone to pick with him. Yes, it's weird. I don't have anything bad to say about the man, today. But you know, next week, that could change. Good morning,
I can make
afternoon,
a change
Podfather.
right now. I can make a
Huh?
change right now. I
What,
mean,
what do you,
for someone who says he's the hardest working man in sports talk radio, you would think maybe checking your volume before you run the show would be one of those things, or maybe be on time, or just
that would
at
well
least have a nice
that
5 minutes.
now the being on time thing. My clock right now says it's on my computer says it's 2:02. I've been sitting here doing things, getting doing my by the way,
Except checking your
5G. We
sound.
should not have a problem today, huh?
Except for checking your sound. I mean, had you gone on here and talked to me earlier, I can at least tell you, hey, I can hear you or I can't hear you. I'm just giving you something to pick on me for.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, it's something.
You can hear me,
Anyway,
right?
I wasn't bothering anybody, so I'm not going to say. I'm not going to let you
Maybe you
piss
should
me off
start, okay?
today. I don't know, but I'm on 5G, so I should. By the way, should not have the problems. I kind of tested it a little bit, and everything is looking pretty good. So I'm on 5G today, and
Hey.
we got a guest in the background.
Oh yeah, Cooper's here. Yeah, he's
Hi, Coop.
he's
What's up, bro? He's like, leave me alone, dude. Leave me alone.
he's
I'm
busy.
trying to sleep. You're bothering me. Yeah, he gets out of the camera shot. But anyway, so how you doing?
I'm good. I introduced him to the Wedding Crashers last night, so he loved that. And by the way, your 5G thing, you're still kind of grainy, and you're still kind of in slow motion a little bit. So
Well,
FYI.
that's fine. As long as I don't lose connection, I should be okay.
Okay.
We'll do a little grainy, and we will do, that I'm going to work on as well. But I should be just fine through the show.
I think you need more light folks focusing on you.
I think, but I'm not going to do anything about it right now. I'm here. I'm done.
Well,
And
get a flashlight, fucker. Come on.
I just feel like it. So, that's just where I'm at. So, but anyway, some things to talk about here today. Yeah, something like that. I guess I could get the other phone user, but that having been.
All right, we're back to me now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to. If you can tell, we got the Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, which you can reach at 5706. And now I can't read it now. How can I do the advertising, Sonny, if you take that away from me? Huh? Really? What kind of producer are you here, sir? Welcome to the Couch Potato Sports Show, and it's me, the not so hardest working man in sports talk radio, but I have it working. You can hear me, you can see me. Clearly, I'm all lined up here with trying to block the sun out as best I can. Sonny's over there scrambling away, so just don't worry about him. And we'll keep moving on. And by the way, check out the Podfather movie takes on YouTube. 256 subscribers right now, so we are still climbing up the charts, having some fun with it. So do check that out. Got some movie ideas thrown my way by a couple good friends of mine, so and check those out here this week, next week, whenever. So anyway, back to Sonny.
Well, hey, I'm just gonna let you roll with it. I don't know. Maybe,
Speaking of
maybe
nest egg,
that's the best.
speaking of nest egg wealth advisors, 5706 Rowlett Road, number 200, Rowlett, Texas, 972-412-6064. Check him out. Check out that guy there and probably is wearing a hairpiece there in the side corner. Don't worry about him. And, go get your money. Go get your money.
No, he's gonna help you make money. That's what he
Go
does.
get your money and go give it to him. And let him make more
He
money
is
for
an
you.
expert. Anyway, yeah. So, by the way, all you're talking. When's this happening? When's it starting?
I'm still trying to figure out. I was working on the intro of it yesterday, and just trying to find a nice theme to kick the show off for like an intro, like kind of like how you do with StreamYard. And
Yeah.
so I've been working on that. Again, I'm hoping to get it going by next month, around my birthday. So we'll figure out how I want to do that. Also, finances kind of get in the way, and having to,
I always do.
pay these really big contracts to, I mean, the people who are working on this stuff, they're in the union. I have to make sure you have to pay the union fees to get them up and going. Someone is strike because I don't feed them. Fuck them. So it's weird.
Sort of like me, anyway. All right. So, some
Some
things that happened today. Things that happen. The U.S. sweeps the men and women's
yes,
gold in hockey, by the way. Now, granted, I have to admit, I did watch this, but it did not come across me as big as it was back in the 80s when
81.
they won. Yeah, it just didn't. However, it was a great lead to that. I watched the whole thing, and I watched half of the women's championship. I watched just half of it. And I actually marked that. Mark that. I only watched the period of
Period,
that.
period.
As far as for the women's are concerned, so I only watched a third. But hey, all we can do is we haven't had a lot of time to oh, how do you say, celebrate hockey, as far as the Olympics are concerned. So we got to actually let's do it. So I don't know. Did you get a chance to watch it? Have you been keeping track of it? What's your take up on it?
I'm not a big hockey fan, so I'm not going to take the time out of my way to go see it. But I will say this: I listened to Bob Sturm on the Hardline on a ticket yesterday or a couple days ago during Ticket Stock. He
Yeah.
was saying how Canada is 5-0, was 5-0 against the U.S. for the last how many Olympics we've gone on, and the U.S. played this like, look, we're playing a very beatable Canadian team. Now Canada has found a way to beat other teams at last minute heroics, like kind of letting everybody know this is why we're always the top of our game because it's our sport. But this was kind of like the U.S. was kind of sitting there going, hey, we kind of fall in that same category. We got hockey schools. We have a hockey league that is dominating in the U.S. See, granted, it's all Canadian. I mean, Canada and the Canadian teams have the highest honor, but we have a team in Florida that won a Stanley Cup. I mean, how freaking weird is that? Hell, even a team in Dallas won at one time. So I mean, kudos to those guys again. Since 1981, since the Miracle on Ice happened, this has never really happened. I mean, back when they were taking on the Russians, now a little different. So, good for them.
That's probably why it was bigger. More
Maybe so, because you're talking Cold War, you're talking that time frame where Rocky was going to take on Drago here in about 7 years. So I mean, it was kind of a, but we're still in that whole. Miguel Gorbachev was still. I mean, you would see USSR stuff and the CCCP on there and everything else, and we just knew that. And that was the evil empire. Who would have thought? So many years later, people look at our country and think that we're the evil empire. But hey, that's what happens when you elect a Batman villain to be our president. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, the difference is there, but it's still something to be proud of because take away from that. When was the last time? And the women's side, congratulations.
I didn't even know women had hockey.
I did. More in the fact that I do keep track of it. As far, but they don't have like a league or anything, but they do have women's hockey.
Will they get it? Will they get a league? I mean, this is kind of what's spawned on with the World Cup, and all the women's soccer teams started dominating, and also the women's soccer became a big thing in the U.S.
Well, that having been said, you just tripped into kind of what I had set up here, because this right here is really I'm gonna put it out here. The ESPN plans to replace Sunday night baseball with women's sports on Sunday. Now, obviously, that'll probably change when the NFL starts going back to it. But as far as what they've been doing and everything else, now they're giving that Sunday to the women's franchises, as far as basketball is concerned, or whatever other sporting event that will be put on. So I'm going to say it, and I don't care. No one cares about women's sports, especially men, the men who watch it.
I knew one guy that did. I knew one guy that really liked women's basketball a lot, and he was begging for Dallas to finally get a women's team, and he would say that he used to drive down to Houston just to go catch out the women's games out there. But to him that was pure basketball.
The only one. The only one.
No, I know. He passed away. He passed away about 4 years ago.
So Dallas Wings, by the way, where the women
now it is. Yeah, that was there 4 years ago.
But that having been said, I'm so tired of the facts of something get pushed to the side because of an issue. And the simple fact is, no one watches the shit. Okay? All right. Now, have they geared up a little bit because of one player, Caitlin Clark, and another one that can't make their own rebound shot? Right. Yeah. But how far is that going to take you? Okay. They're going to have that on Caitlin Clark on every week for anybody to give a rat's fat ass about it. Now, that is not the fault of men, by the way. Okay. Simple fact of the matter is, men go to men's sports. That's what we watch. Now, the women go to the ones because it's the dominant. And it's not anything to take away against women's sports, but no one wants to spend money on it. And in order for it to be a dominant sport to be seen, it's got to make money. And they don't. No one cares. It's simple fact. No one cares, especially the women, by the way. The women really don't care. So it's just like in a marriage, when something happens and a man does it and it's bad, he receives an awful lot of shit about it. But if a woman makes a mistake, we got to be forgiving and understanding and loving. Simple fact is that the women are the ones dropping the ball in women's sports. They're not picking up to go watch it. Why? Because a good 70% of this country, as far as the women's are concerned, don't give a shit. And the men that do give a shit don't equal enough for it to be profitable. And then the women are bitching at the men because it's not profitable. The women are dropping, and this is not a joke. And I don't care how, male chauvinist it sounds. Facts are facts. And these women want NBA salaries. And they can't draw more than 2,000 to 3,000 in the stands to watch the product, but yet they want NBA money. Okay? The simple fact is, your product is not good enough to sell to the majority of the people that would go see it. That would be men. But or women. All right, even the women don't want to support it. They don't want to go see it. But yet it's the man's fault. I just it makes zero sense. And but the problem is that it's made out that it has to be as good as the NBA. The women's sports. This is not Title IX. Okay, now Title IX is really stupid. By the way, just to let you know, because they're supposed to have quote unquote the same amount of money in college for women's sports as they do men's sports, and we all know that doesn't happen. So I just don't get it. And I don't, and by the way, I don't give a rat. If when I want to watch it, I'll watch it. Okay. But here's what I'll say until it gets to where I find that it's watchable, because right now the NBA is almost not watchable. It's horrible, horrible product. And by the way, they might be going downhill. Hockey might even come and be the most second, maybe after they won the gold, hockey might become the second most popular sport, because baseball's sliding behind as far as that is concerned. And I know the answer to all that. So, I mean, all right, so you heard it. How bad does that sound?
Really bad. Because here's the thing. First of all, ESPN has got 24-hour programming to fill on their TVs. They got to find something sports related to do it. They don't want to pay all these in-studio people to keep doing their stuff, because that's an in and outdoor quite a bit nowadays. Even Stephen A. Smith's not even talking ESPN right now. So, I mean, there's issues there. Here's the thing. Nobody's watching baseball either on those. So if they're not going to – if people are not going to be watching baseball, which has been there for how many years, why not put in something new? Why not show us another product that needs to be lifted up? This is the dead time of sports, as we all know.
Absolutely.
Football runs the show.
Football
run, whether it's college, pro, and we're talking real football, not the indoor football or the spring leagues. We're talking the National Football League and college football.
NFL.
Yes, not even Canadian football can save this shit. So, they steer the bus. Hell, even during the off season, you tune into one of the studio shows, they're still talking about free agency. They're talking about the draft coming up. They're talking about, because it's a 24/7, 365 sport. Just right now, they're not in season.
Right.
So now let's talk about those that are in season. Women's basketball. Mm-hmm. They have done a lot. They have done enough to AEW this thing to where, hey, we want to look like a very viable product, and we're willing to shell out the kind of money to make it look, but you have to come watch us. So until you come watch us, we're going to throw everything we have. We have to deal with ESPN now. That's huge for us. And now, while that may not be a big deal for you personally, sitting at home, going through your remote control, saying, what hotel am I going to watch? It's big for them, because you're the one person who ain't watching, right? But there's a lot more out there that are watching than you. Now, is it enough to fill up TV ads and stadiums and everything? Probably not. But you have to start somewhere. The LPGA used to be a nothing league until they had a couple stars in there. And they piggybacked off the Tiger Woods aspect of it and did what they had to do. But now I can't name you any LPGA stars that are out there. I don't know any of them. I barely know any of the golfers. It's almost like NASCAR. NASCAR back 10, 15 years ago. Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr., all these, Colin and Kurt Busch, all these guys were brand names. We've all kind of heard of them one way or the other. And they were still dominating their sport. Can you name me one NASCAR driver currently right now? Michael Jordan's team won the Daytona 500 last week. I did not know he actually had a racing team.
I knew, but I don't know the guy that drives him, by the way. But
Trent something, I think.
Thing
is, I can remember going to the first ever Texas Motor Speedway race with my dad, and he's a big Earnhardt Senior fan.
Yep.
And he was all excited. He was all giddy in the first 3 laps of the race. Earnhardt wrecked out. And my dad looked at me. He took one look at me and he goes, "Let's go." I'm like, what? And
all right, let's do this. Okay, I got him in the green room, so let's bring him on in. The guy, he's the only one that has picked all the games in 1 week out of all the years we've been doing this, and he is here. It's the one and only Obi. How you doing, Obi?
I'm doing fine.
Somebody drinking.
Boys, you got me going. I'm watching this shit, and it's like, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
I like it now.
Baseball. Baseball is the best freaking sport ever.
Yeah, so you're saying, and I might be wrong.
I love baseball, but I mean,
baseball. I don't know. The most important,
you know what?
More.
You know what, Sonny? I agree with Obi. Baseball is a great sport to go to live.
Go to live. It's
and the only time it's really good. The only time it's really good on TV is in the playoffs. But regular season games, 162 of them. Not a lot of people are sitting by the TV watching it.
And here's the thing about that, Obi. We're down here in the Valley of the Sun where we have spring training games. Okay, and guess what? To go see the Cubs, it's $80 to sit in the grass. Okay,
I'm not gonna go see the freaking Cubs.
Well,
I'm not gonna pay $80 to go see the Cubs play. I'm gonna go watch the Diamondbacks. I'm gonna go watch the Angels. I'm gonna go watch a game where I could sit in the stands. I could sit in the green belt, grassy knoll, whatever they want to call it.
$20,
$25.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I am not going to go and spend $80 of my hard-earned money.
Yep.
Go watch the freaking Cubs play.
Never mind the fact you won't even see these guys in Major League Baseball because half of them are going to get sent back down to the minors before they get there. So we don't even know who these guys are, and we're paying $80.
And the thing is you go there, and I guess you can look at the schedule, but sometimes you have a split squad.
Yes.
That even I'm not a fan of spring ball, making it worse.
Well, hold on. I understand. I understand why you would say that because you didn't grow up or live around having spring ball around. If you lived in Florida or you lived in Arizona, close enough to do it, dude, I'm telling you right now that this is back in the day, and Obi will attest. We'd go spend $7 to get in there, get tanked for about 40, and have a ball. You can't even get in the stadium almost for the 40 that you got tanked on because now the 40 to get tanked on is close to probably 100. It's ridiculous. It's nuts.
Obi, I got a question for you. Let's say you won $50 million in the lottery, okay?
50 million?
50 million.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
For 1 year, would you go watch Diamondback road games only? Like you'll see the Diamondbacks play, but you're gonna go see them in the away stadiums. Wouldn't that be worth it to you just to travel the country, see the different stadiums? Because baseball has that feel to where every baseball field is different, right?
Yeah.
And everyone.
Ask Bill Cerna, who's been to all of them in 1 year.
Sonny, shut the fuck up.
No, I know. I'm going to insert when I'm ready.
So I mean, but to see all the different aspects of all the different stadiums, wouldn't that be kind of worth it for because football can't really do that. Baseball, you have a game almost every day, so you can make your way to different stadiums. And I'm not saying go watch a 3-game series. I'm saying, let's say Diamondbacks playing the Rangers. Come to Arlington, see the ballpark in Arlington or whatever it's called nowadays, and then from there you watch your one game. Then they're going to go up to the Diamondbacks are going to play the next game. I don't know.
Dodgers.
Who?
Dodgers.
I'm trying to keep it within the geographical sense of the touring schedule, but
of what?
The geographical setting of the tour schedule, because they always they're here, then they go down to Houston. They go Houston over to let's say they go to Houston, they go to Arlington, or
They go to Colorado or whatever.
Okay, then Colorado. Then you go from Colorado over to. Then you're making your drive. You're making your. And by the way, let's say I give you a big ass motorhome to go drive this thing, so you're not living in hotels or whatever. You're living in your own situation. I mean, wouldn't that be kind of fun?
No, it would be great. It would be a ball.
And here's the thing. I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't have to win $50 million to do that.
No,
because that is in my wife. Sonny knows my wife.
Yes.
That's in our plans. After I retire, we're buying a fifth wheel, buying a truck, and we're going to travel the country. And that's on my bucket list is go and visit every park. She likes baseball. So let me tell you. Last year, I went to 2 spring training games.
Okay.
One was at the in Tempe, Diablo Stadium.
Angels.
And watched the Angels play. And then we went, and my brother was in town, and we went to the Diamondbacks stadium, and we watched the Diamondbacks and the Guardians play. And we sat literally not the front row, but the next row behind, right behind the Cleveland Guardians bullpen. Because my brother's a big Guardians fan. We did that. We had a blast. And we had a blast at Tempe. We sat by a couple and their kids. They had 2 kids. We were in the front row on the third base side, and there was, and they were visiting from Utah, and they're Angel fans, and we had a great time.
Okay. Just thought then, if you're going to travel to every road game, do you always sit on third base side on your team side, or do you want to, sit on the first base side to see the other players come up to bat?
It doesn't matter.
It's hard to say because you asked me if I won $50 million, would I go and visit every away park
I gave
for the Diamondbacks? Here's the problem. I'm a Diamondbacks fan, but I'm also a Tigers fan and a Reds fan.
Yes.
So you're damn straight. I'm going to go and watch it. I don't care. It doesn't have to be the Diamondbacks. It could be the Reds. It could be the Guardians. It could be the Tigers. Whatever.
Yes, see, I come from as being a Ranger fan, right? I would go to Yankee Stadium. I would go to Fenway Park. I'd go to hopefully they play in Chicago against the Cubs because I know they're going to play the White Sox. But I like to see them play the Cubs, so I got to go to Wrigley Field. There are certain things that I would love to go do to see my team in a hostile territory, as it were. And I think it'd be kind of a lot more fun to do that there than in baseball than it'll ever be in football. Or for that matter, basketball. So, it's just a thought.
Well, my buddy, Bill Cerna, has been to, he did it 2 years ago. He went to every single stadium in 30 days. And that's a lot of traveling.
That is a lot of traveling.
That's a lot of traveling. And he got it done. He went on a sabbatical from work. They actually paid him to do it. God, what a life. And I was like, Jesus, really?
Now, did he go to see the stadium or did he go to see a game?
No, he went to every stadium and whoever was playing was playing. So, it wasn't.
Are we talking football, baseball, basketball? What are we talking about?
He did baseball in 30. He did all of them in 30 days.
Wow.
You can check his, he's got a Facebook page, 30 in 30. It's a real cool thing, man. The dog has an opinion. You better let him talk. I'm telling you,
Come here.
But
she's gonna talk. Look at her. Look at she cute.
So that having been said, now what we were talking about that you probably missed at the beginning. And we were talking about, I was kind of making myself to be out of
the no-showing pig you are.
I'm probably going to be called a woman hater and everything else. But the ESPN has decided to take Sunday night, everything that used to be, whether it was baseball or whatever the case.
No.
And now they turned it into women's on Sunday night. So, and I'm basically talking in reality about one of the things, as far as have women let women down and blame the men for the lack of people watching women's sports, because that's what I get. And it seems like it's the man's fault because the man don't want to watch women, and I don't know why we have to be the people that have to eat up the fat. Women have dropped the ball on their own behalf, and they're not watching their own sports and everything else, and now that becomes man's fault. That's a man's fault instead of a woman taking responsibility, which they never have in the world, by not keeping up and keeping their sport alive.
Well, Sonny, you gotta remember one thing: sports to most women aren't the end all be all. Like most guys look at sports as that is their relief, that is their escape.
Right.
Well, a lot of women don't do that though, because a lot of women have other distractions, whether it be kids, job, whatever it is. They have other kids. Guys have that as well, but because we came into this world, most sports fans who are men, we grew up watching this stuff. Women kind of get associated with it through their dads or through their or through their boyfriends or through their husbands or whatever, to kind of follow. So like for us, it's almost ingrained. For most of us who did not know, a lot of us who give us that whole attitude, well, I don't watch sports at all. Just because they don't salute the flag, they don't do this. And all this nonsense, which is like takes away from why you're not really watching, because these guys are too overpaid. They're too this. They're like, give us a shit. It's for us, it's TV. It's great.
Right.
Every Sunday, it's great TV, whether or not the game is good or not.
Get back to okay. So I'll ask Obi, why is women's sports not as successful, and why is it not watched? Why are the women not watching it?
It's hard to answer, but I'm going to say this: is I don't think that women overall are interested in other women's sports. And I'm going to go out here and say this, and there's a certain type of woman who's going to watch the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain type of woman who's going to watch, if there was a professional women's hockey league. There's a certain type of woman who would watch the professional women's soccer league.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain type of woman who's going to watch NASCAR.
Right.
It's different dynamic, and it's different for men, because as Podfather was saying, it's all, we grew up doing this. We grew up watching this as male.
Right.
As Dad would watch it, our grandpa would watch it. It was more like it was indoctrinated. It was like bred in your genes. It's like, okay, you're 5 years old, sit down, let's watch the Packers play, or let's watch the Browns play.
It is our reality TV. It was our reality TV as a kid.
So when I talk about a certain type of a woman who's going to watch the WNBA, we know who that is, right?
Well, hold on. Yes, you're talking about lesbians.
Yes.
That's a common thing. But here's the problem. Okay, they're not.
Lesbians?
What?
Aren't all three of us lesbians? We like women.
I didn't say that. I just
didn't
a majority of the women.
The majority of the women that watch it, but that's my point. Okay, that's my point. The women aren't watching, whether they're lesbians or whatever the case may be. The women aren't watching their own sex play. Men will do it. Now, women go and they watch NBA, basketball, football, and everything else. Waste a ticket. But anyway, they go, they may not be as passionate, but they go. Why do they go? I don't know. Do they go because their boyfriend goes, or do they really like the sport? And then if they really do like the sport, how come they can't get into the women's side? Now, right now, there's only really two women leagues out there right now that you can really watch is soccer and the NBA. Okay, that's about the only thing that's going on as far as what you can watch as far as professional.
Softball's going on too, isn't it?
There's what?
LPGA.
Oh yeah, women's golf. Yeah, and by the way, women's golf. Yeah, and by the way, that being said, at one point I was into the LPGA because where we lived in Illinois at the time, they had two women professional golf tour stops there. Women, the rail and something another one, and we used to go to them all the time. So but where are the women supporting their women and their sport? But why is it the man's fault that they are not succeeding because the men don't want to go see it?
It's not the man's
I'm
fault.
missing
Who
it.
says it's the man's fault?
Who's making the
Well,
man's
most
fault?
women do. Oh, now you need to hang out with some women because the women are blaming men. Women are blaming the men because the sport is not successful, meaning that we're not going to the games. We don't want to go to the games. Okay, let's be honest, and I will be. The women aren't as good as the men. Okay, they're not powerhouses. Now I will say this: if you want to see the
Sonny works
technical,
5G. Now he's going to be 3G pretty soon.
yeah,
Why you want to strike down?
if you want to see the fundamentals and the technical parts of the game, then you will go see a women's sport. I've been to the NBA games, but I'm not going to go consistently. I'll go here and there if I feel like it.
And it's a brawl. It's a brawl when you watch that game.
Yes, but here's the thing: I'm not interested in on a regular basis. Now, so and let's compare it to apples, okay? The WNBA and the NBA. The NBA is almost unwatchable. Now, how do you think I would really feel about WNBA? It's really unwatchable.
Probably more watchable than the men's.
That would be, and that is the point. If that is the point, then why aren't women going to watch the sport? And we can sit there and say it's only lesbians, but what about the heterosexual women? Okay, why are they not going to see it?
Well,
because they're doing other stuff.
I mean, again,
but that should not be the man's fault. That's
maybe it's not in their budget to go spend that kind of money for a women's game when they can watch it on TV. Now, especially it's on ESPN.
Well, I will tell you. That being said, I would much rather have my Hulu for a month than go to the WNBA basketball game. I'm sorry. I know, but now, and that being said, if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark, and who's the girl who can't make her own rebound shot?
Angel
What's
Reese?
her name? Yeah, Angel Reese.
Yeah, Angel Reese.
If those two aren't on every Sunday, then there's going to be a problem, and the viewership for ESPN is going to go right in the toilet. And by the way, that'll be somehow the man's fault. We're not watching the sport.
Sonny, quit worrying. The Dow is up 50,000 points. We're fine, okay?
We're fine. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, I gotcha. So, but that being said, I don't know how long I have Obi on.
Not long, but I want to come in and give my comments about. So let me put this in perspective, and then I know you talk about women's sports.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to revert here a little bit. So I've had the privilege of going over the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
I went to an NBA game, the Suns and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I went and saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Very good game. Suns won. Booker didn't play, but Dylan Brooks did. Cleveland has a very good team. And then last night, I had the privilege to go watch Arizona State ice hockey.
Oh, hold it. Why are you going to see that? Is it because someone put that in your ear that you know?
No. Well, I went because my brother-in-law, who he started an endowment / scholarship for students in the W.P. Carey School of Business, in honor of his late wife, my sister-in-law, who died suddenly last year. Mm-hmm. So he started an endowment through the ASU Foundation. So one of the people that he worked with very closely with called him up earlier this week and said, "Hey, Dan, we got the suite at Mullet Arena."
Shut
and
up.
I got a few tickets. Do you want
Shut
them?
up.
I went to a suite, watched the freaking. I'm telling you what, Mullet Arena. There is not a bad seat in the house.
Nope. But the cost of those tickets are
the second
insane.
floor. What?
The cost of the tickets are insane.
I don't know. It was all free to me last night.
Yeah, but I'm telling you,
all
even
the food,
the
the food, and all the beer I wanted to drink last night.
Even the bad seats in there, the worst seats in there, you can't get in there for less than 80. Actually, I think it's $100 to get in to see that game. Just to let you know, just to sit in the.
But I'm going to tell you, I would 100 days out of 100 days, I would pick to go watch ASU hockey.
I'm so green. I'm so green. You don't even know, because I wanted to go. I called you up and I wanted to see if he could spot me some tickets. So he didn't even have that hookup. Then
I didn't
found
have
out
that.
how much.
Last night or actually it was Friday afternoon. We were having lunch, and my brother-in-law was like, "Hey," he goes, "What are you doing tomorrow night?" I was like, "No, I don't think I'm doing anything." He goes, "Yeah, you are. You're going to the ASU hockey game with me." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, so I miss hockey because I'm back in the valley, and you know me and the Roadrunners. I miss hockey.
So we got there last night. We got to the arena, and I had my ASU shirt, t-shirt or polo on, my ASU hat on, and everything. And I was like, "Damn, Dan, I didn't think of it. I should have wore my old school retro Phoenix Roadrunner hockey jersey."
Mm-hmm.
And he was like,
"Yeah,
"Damn, you have one of those?" I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, you should have wore it."
Yeah, you should have wore it. I had to even go get a logo and put it on a shirt. That's how much I love the Phoenix Roadrunners. I always have.
So I would go see ice hockey over the WNBA or the WNBA, WNBA, soccer, probably not baseball, maybe even football. I would go watch hockey play because listen, hockey players are undervalued, underappreciated.
Oh, definitely.
Those dudes, you're skating around at like 30 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You're a car crash.
Your hand-eye coordination is out of this freaking world.
Mm-hmm.
And you're asked to go out there and skate on ice and plus dodge 5 other players so they don't kill you up against the freaking boards.
You know what? That's probably why I don't watch hockey, because I could play football back in the day. I played baseball back in the day. I played basketball back in the day. I can do those 3 sports. I can drive a car fast. I can do NASCAR. I can't ice hockey. I can't ice skate. I can't fathom how they do that. So because I can't relate to it, I don't really get into the sport myself. But but I agree with you, though, Obi. They are underpaid. They are underappreciated, and unfortunately,
Podfather, have you ever been to a hockey game live?
This is going to tell you how dumb this was. This radio station we got out here in Dallas called The Ticket. They put together a charity challenge on ice, right? So all the ticket hosts were taking on each other. The head coach of one team was the guy who does the color commentary for the Stars. The other team had Barry Switzer.
Okay.
Yeah. Barry Switzer's team won. So it was against Daryl Razor Ray's team against Barry Switzer. Team users.
That's not real hockey.
Okay. It's not real hockey.
You know what he needs, Obi?
He needs to go to a Dallas Stars game.
Sonny,
no. He needs friends like us to take him to a minor league hockey game. Like you need to go see the Allen Americans in Allen. I'm telling you right now, it's minor league hockey. If you're there with the right people, you will learn to love it. I swear to God, I promise you.
Honestly, if I had the money and the time, and if I lived a little bit closer, going to go see the Dallas Stars would probably be the best thing.
Go.
No.
If you had the money and the time, go.
I live 100 miles out from Dallas, and that's too far of a drive.
Well, it's only 75 miles to Allen, and you'll see a better game. Swear to God. Obi, am I wrong? You're going to see a better game for the money that you pay.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing about that minor league hockey. These are players who are hungry to go to the big show.
Grandmother in the corner to the NHL.
But you know what, though? I've seen the Frisco Rough Riders baseball game, which is the minor league, the AA team for the Rangers.
It's different.
And I would much rather go see the Rangers.
Well, that you like I said, you need better friends. You need friends to go to a hockey game that love hockey. I'm telling you, you would fall in love with it.
I'll tell you what, if my better friends would pay for me to drive all the way out that far,
here's I'm going to do this for you. Are you ready, Podfather?
Okay.
So last night at ASU, that was their last home game. They might make the NCAA tourney. I don't know. Depends. I'm going to tell you what. Next year, so next college hockey season, you're going to come and visit myself and Sonny.
Yes.
And we're going to take you to an ASU hockey game.
We'll put you on a Greyhound.
And you're going to
pay for the ticket.
You're going to fall in love with this sport.
You got to go with the right people. It's all about who you go with and what game you go. Listen, going to an NHL game is not exciting as anybody really thinks. It is the hunger. It is the desire. It is what it is on minor league level that says you got to go and you got to see it.
Sonny, here's the thing. You and I used to call Sword Championship Wrestling matches, okay? That's right. minor league professional wrestling, all right? And we fell in love with the idea of all these up and coming guys who don't have their shot yet on the big stage to come through our neck of the woods and see them perform, and we give them our grades on that, right? But then once we see them on the bigger product, we don't care because we've already seen them at the time when they were hungry, like Obi said.
I'm telling you,
me out, motherfucker. So anyway, so I mean, I get what you're saying. However, when it comes to major league sports like hockey, like baseball, like basketball, even like football, I would much rather go see the finished product, which is the pros. Now, WWE, I've seen the WrestleManias, and I've been to all those things, and I've seen the Monday Night Raws, and I've seen all that stuff. That's great, and get to work on the lower level of it, and actually get to be a part of that for a while is different because you're into because that's who you are. But as an outsider, I mean, I can see why people would rather go spend $80 for Monday Night Raw than go spend $20 at Sword Championship Wrestling because you're probably going to get a better show.
It's just different. That's all I gotta say. It's different. Yeah. It's even different than wrestling. Swear to God. That being said, he is here.
You can't see me.
I hit the wrong button. His face was on the other one as well. But he is here. I'm excited. Let's do it. There he is.
Dude.
What's going on, my friend?
The Davenport Bears.
Looking forward to
this. Davenport Bears.
I am so glad you are here because this is the biggest story of the week. It has to do with your Bears. I mean, we'll get to who and what now, but that being said, Cuervo, first of all, welcome into the show. Always good to see you on a fine Sunday. But so I guess I want to find out from you. Have the ownership of the Chicago Bears turned into a bunch of commies? Because that's what I'm getting. They're communistic. It's one thing to be in Illinois, but it's another to be in the puke, and I mean puke state of Indiana. And your Chicago Bears are going to go play in the puke state of Indiana. Cuervo, what is your take upon this? I mean, I know I'm worried about you. I thought you might commit suicide. What's your take? See, it's not me. I'm on 5K or 5G.
You're on 5 something.
I'm on. There he is. He moved there. So, are you there, Cuervo?
Cuervo, you there?
All right, we're gonna.
Well, he keeps moving.
Wait, he keeps going in and out, and it's not because I can't see him on my 5G.
I'm gonna use my phone,
Everybody else
guys.
can't see him.
My wife.
So
Oh, he's got some bad
he's
connection.
worse than when I was on dial-up. I swear, this is not
Yeah.
great. So he's gonna have to reboot. So
Hey,
if you
gentlemen,
can hear
I'm
us,
going to have to get going because guess what? I'm going to go watch. I'm going to go watch NASCAR.
see another. See now, women go to that.
Yes.
Yes, they go to that.
There's also been a woman NASCAR driver too.
Well,
Yes,
they
there
don't
is.
have any women's anymore. Danica Patrick was the only one that was doing
No,
it.
they have one in. They have one that started at the end of last year. There was a woman driver.
I didn't know it.
Is she in the truck series?
It might be.
No, wait,
Okay.
hold on. There are few in the lower one, but not up on the NASCAR. There
The
are few
truck
women on
series
the.
or the one right above the truck series.
Yeah, there we go. He's on his phone. I can tell. I can see him
Hey,
now.
dude.
Hey, there he is.
Before I go out, so when do you come to Arizona?
I have no idea, Obi. I'm not sure yet.
Well, he was in Colorado the other weekend, right? Were you at Snowball?
Colorado? No, I was in Big
There's
Bear
no
Mountain.
snowball in Colorado.
There you go. All right. I don't know those things very well. But you were at a ski resort, right?
No,
Oh,
just
Just making sure where you might have been.
no,
Oh,
just hour and a half away up in the mountains. That's where I went.
where it snowed. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Jim. Have another one for me. Good.
Cuervo,
Good.
Cuervo, have a good day. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
Same. Take care. Cheers.
So that is OB, who has had definitely a few. I love it when he does have a few and then comes up on the show. All right, Cuervo, the big news. Your Chicago Bears, Indiana, the garbage state that it is. Your Chicago Bears are going to go to that garbage state, go into Hammond, Indiana.
They do have an NCAA championship now.
I don't care about that. That having been said, it's a garbage. It's garbage. But how I the ownership of the Chicago Bears not being able to get that done at least somewhere in Illinois makes me want to vomit. And and the fact they couldn't get it done, or they wouldn't suck it up to where they'd go behind all of Chicagoans back and go to Indiana. So I guess I got to find out. Does this bother you?
I think it bothers all Bears fans. I don't think anybody's happy about the possibility. Let me make that very clear right now. There is no deal done. It is not for sure.
I saw something that said that it
No,
was
don't
a
listen
deal.
to it. You
Okay.
love to fall for fake news. I'm telling you, don't fall for it. Am I right, Podfather? He loves falling
not
for
wrong.
fake news.
I just whisk across
He's
the
a
top.
sucker for it.
I whisk across
You
the
like
top.
where the opposing team was saying, "Man, we beat the shit out of the team, man." Let me tell you something. They got nothing on it. He likes that kind of shit.
Right.
Well, I know those are fake. Those are entertaining, but
No,
I mean, God, the tradition of what Soldier Field is, it's Hollis, it's Sayers, it's Peyton, it's all those guys, man. And they are just going to tarnish the legacy of what Chicago Bears are. Now, wait, hold on. It's not final, but I heard the governor of Indiana really they are going to push and try to get it, and they almost got that thing done, at least from what I heard.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
I saw that on Fox News, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the king of fake news.
Right. So it is true. That part is true. They did vote on it as a state or whatever. It was a clean sweep to move forward with any type of negotiation, whatever. Right now, the way it is, it's like, two things can be true at the same time, right? So number one, I do think that part of this is the Bears trying to use Indiana as a bargaining chip to try and get Illinois try and negotiate a little bit better. But at the same time, the other part that's true is, look, at some point, if Illinois is not willing to budge on where they stand with the business side of it, then they kind of tie the Bears' hands. Their hands are tied. Like the overarching point is, gentlemen, they want to get into a new stadium. That's the number one thing. It's gonna happen. They want to build a new stadium, Soldier Field, everything that is, history wise. It's time to move on, right? This isn't 1975 anymore. So
no, get off my lawn.
I know it
like the
disappoints you,
Cotton Bowl.
Sonny, but they want to progress. They want to be able to host Final Four games. They want to be able to host a Super Bowl, possibly. They want to be able to host
Super
other
Bowl's
type
gonna go
of
down
events.
for Iowa or Indiana or wherever the hell it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, for logistically, yeah, it would suck because Hammond, Indiana is not a very big.
It sucked in Indianapolis.
No,
right.
You got to understand that area. It is such a
Speaking of which,
a piece of shit area. Hammond, Indiana is a piece of shit area.
Come on.
No, I'm not done. I'll time out when I'm done. I'm just saying the opportunity at different places instead of first, the piece of crap town that is Hammond, and I don't care who lives there or whoever, but the conspiracy, Cuervo, about them not, using them as a red herring, as leverage to say, hey, let's get this done and let's get it done in Indiana. I just, at some point someone's got to give, but you can't let the legacy of the Chicago Bears go to a different state. It's bad enough they're not in Chicago. Okay. It's sort of like the Dallas Cowboys. They're not in Dallas, but they're in the surrounding area. But they're at least in Texas. But could you imagine the Dallas Cowboys in friggin' Oklahoma or Louisiana for,
the Arkansas Cowboys.
Well,
the Texarkana Cowboys.
Yeah,
it'd be a little rock. Yeah, it'd be a little rock, I'm sure.
So I'm gonna stick with the old school guy, okay, and I'm gonna say what I if they go out of Chicago, okay, they're communists. I know I'm smarter than that. They better not do it. They better not do it.
Or what?
Well, I think they lose fans.
Okay, but you know what? Guess what? They'll go to a different city where they get new fans.
Okay, no. They'll lose the regular fan. They won't lose the fan that'll pay $2,000 to go.
Well, I'm pretty sure the regular fans of Baltimore did not want to be the Indianapolis Colts fans.
Well, they weren't. They were the Baltimore Ravens. They were no longer the.
No, but this is before the Ravens became. I mean, when the Baltimore Colts moved to Indianapolis, the Colts fans didn't follow Indianapolis.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying too. Look. The thing is,
they didn't have the tradition that the Chicago Bears have been to Chicago. How many years? Over 110.
It doesn't matter.
110.
It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
That's the problem.
It matters to you, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
You are not giving.
Sonny,
Podfather, you are not giving.
Listen.
No, I'm not going to shut up. Wait, by the way. Whose show is it? No, I'm not going to shut up.
No, I'm saying because you ain't wanting to listen. See, you want to hear yourself talk. You want to hear what everybody has to say because we might actually make sense. Yeah, back away. Fuck you.
Gotcha.
So look, here's the deal. You're right, Cuervo. They want Chicago. They want Illinois to finally say, look, we want to keep the team here in Chicago. Help us make us a viable product out here by changing our stadium, fix up our stadium, or move us to a different stadium that's going to make more sense for the 21st century. Now, you can renovate Soldier Field all you want to, and it's great. The legacy and all the stuff that goes with the Chicago Bears is still there. It is now upgraded. That's great, but that still costs money. Does Illinois want to spend that kind of money on taxpayers to do that? Whereas Indiana, I don't see Indiana wanting to have two football teams in one state because they're not the kind of state that can have two teams, in my opinion. So, I mean, they're not California, they're not Florida, they're not Texas, They're not New York. They're Indiana. They're the middle of the
Hammond, Indiana's on the outside of Chicago. It's not like they're driving to Indianapolis to
right,
see a game.
but it would
They're
take
driving
taxpayers,
25
but
miles
it
from
would take
Chicago.
taxpayers from that state to cover that for both stadiums.
Yeah, they'll do it
for both the Colts and I think the Colts stadium's already paid for though. But I mean, you know, but if the Colts want to do anything, now that's leveraging against their own state. They're saying, look, we can move back to somewhere else. We've done it before. So, yeah, that.
It's horrible for the team. It's horrible for everything. It is, and I know you don't care about tradition, and that's just
I care about tradition, but the thing
you don't, because you're willing to go on when someone else will pay you more money to do it, and you'll be okay with it.
No, I'm just saying
you won't be
that's not me. That's just how the
what
business is. Hey, look, I like the legacy of the Oakland Raiders, who's now in Las Vegas. I mean, the Oakland Raiders have won Super Bowls. Las Vegas Raiders have done shit. But it is what it is. I mean, you know, the Raider Nation either went to Las Vegas, or they're sitting there waiting for the NFL to bring another team to Oakland.
Well, they did switch cities. You know what? 3 times in 30 years, Cuervo.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they haven't been playing for 110 years in Chicago. That would, you know what that would be like, and I know this would make, don't throw up in your throat there, Cuervo. That'd be like taking the Green Bay Packers over to, you know, someplace in Minnesota. It just kills the legacy of what the team is.
Nothing like that, dude. I mean, come on. It isn't like the Chicago Bears being playing outside of Wisconsin. That would suck. That would suck for them for sure.
Oh no, that's where you would lose a lot of people.
Now,
you move them to the state of Wisconsin.
Now, if the Chicago Bears moved to Canada, that would suck too.
Oh, geez, that's a long way.
Hey, and that's you're right. That's a long way. And by the way, if they did it, that would be you gotta respect the tradition and keep the tradition. The teams that have been moving now, Baltimore to Indianapolis, that was a big one. They had been there for a long time. So, but that was also years before the Chicago Bears are going to do it now. 110 years of legacy and things like that. It's horrible for the franchise. It's horrible for the legacy.
You know, Sonny, for someone who's very liberal minded, you're very closed off on this whole entire. You don't like women's sports. You don't want teams to move to these. Bro, come on.
I can't help it. I mean,
you close off on when it comes to sports, but when it comes to everything else, we're all liberal.
It's just like, all right. So that being said, now Cuervo, you weren't here earlier. As far as the show was concerned, you heard what the ESPN's doing now for Sunday night. They're making it all women's Sunday night instead of Sunday night baseball. I mean, I don't know if it will be successful, but just history shows, it's just history, is that women don't support their own in sports. So when you take a look at that, Cuervo, what's your take up on ESPN taking not just a fork in the road, but a sharp left and going all women Sunday night? I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt anything, but I don't know how the rating. What do you think the ratings are going to be for that on ESPN on Sunday night? By the way, and also didn't the ESPN have a women's channel?
No, I don't think they ever had a channel. They just had like
ESPNW.
Yeah,
I thought it. Yeah, that's what I thought it was called. ESPNW is what I
think
thought.
it was just. I think it was just part of the app or whatever, where you can go on and watch like podcasts or watch certain, women's sports or whatever.
Gotcha.
But it was never a channel. Now, let's rewind here a little bit, because I don't even think I even finished my thoughts on the Bears. But
finish them up then.
Well, yeah. So two things, like I said, two things could be true. It could be when it comes to the stadium situation that. They could be using Indiana's red herring, like you said. But I also think, like I said, at some point, like business is business, man. And if Illinois is not willing to work with the Bears, then they have no choice but to. They have to make a decision somehow. So that's where I'm at with it. At first I was okay. I was okay with the idea of moving to Indiana, but then the more I listened to, certain things about the situation, the more I was like, no, you know what? I was like, you can't do that. You can't move. Like, could you imagine a George Hallis trophy? Not a trophy, a statue of George Hallis, a statue of Walter Payton sitting in the state of Indiana. Like, do you know how weird that would be? Do you know how like it just kind of yeah, it would just I don't know, man. Like that's like having, Podfather's a Texas Ranger fan. Could you imagine a Nolan Ryan statue in the state of Oklahoma? You'd probably be like, no, it doesn't belong here. It doesn't.
It's funny. I could see one in Anaheim. I could see one in Houston. I could see
Sure.
one in New York because he played for all three of those teams also.
Did he play for New York? I didn't know that.
The Mets. Yeah, he was drafted by the Mets.
Yeah, he just got a World Series ring with the Mets.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I mean, I say, but then again, like we live in a world where certain like Hank Aaron's numbers retired in baseball. Nobody else can wear it. He didn't play. He may not have played for your team. May have had nothing to do with your city, your state. Nothing about that. But you can't wear his jersey now. So you're like, well, okay.
142 retired. Jackie Robinson's number.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. Jackie Robinson. So yeah, it was. I mean, they're and the NFL is going that way too. With like, well, I mean, I think the NBA. I know for a long time, LeBron James wanted to retire at 23 because of Jordan.
He wanted to wear it,
but he wore it. So, but same thing with number 8 with Kobe Bryant. I mean, there are people who want to retire that, or the what was Kobe? He was 24 and number 8.
24 and 8. Yeah, 24 and 8.
So
the Lakers are the ones that have the most retired jerseys, I think, in basketball anyway. So, and it's hard, and you can't give that. That's the tradition, though. It's like saying someone can wear Kareem's number 33. I mean, come on.
But you know what? I mean, this is where like Michael Irvin will sit there and say, "I don't want 88 retired. I want to see the next guy's going to wear my jersey." Because we're going to elevate that. We're going to elevate the number from Drew Pearson to me to Dez to whoever else will have it. Now CeeDee Lamb has it. Let's elevate the number to the next guy that has it. Not just let it sit in the rafters forever and just say you can't touch it because I did it. So I mean, I mean, as much as it pisses me off that Micah Parsons wore number 11 for the Cowboys, it's his right. He could do it. I'm
sorry, and I love me some Danny White, but I don't think Danny White's number should be retired.
It was always earth-shattering. For me, it was earth-shattering. Hey, when what's his name? Dwayne Haskins wore number 7 for the Commanders, formerly Joe Theismann's number. I'm sitting there going, no one's ever worn that number but Theismann that I know of.
Does he wear? I didn't know that. I did not know that.
He wore some for his years in the Commanders. He wore number 7, or for the football team. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and he actually went to Joe Theismann and says, "Hey, can I wear your numbers?" Like, it's not retired, is it? It's like, no, it's not retired. So it's all yours.
Well, hold on. That's a different story. If the number isn't retired, which, by the way, that is a travesty. That his number is not retired.
Now
I don't know what it takes.
Is 44 retired from Riggins?
I don't know. I
don't think no one else has worn that number.
I think 21 is for Washington.
Yeah, for what's his name? Sean Taylor.
Sean Taylor.
Yeah, Sean Taylor.
Which is cool because I mean. Then again, but like the Cowboys lost our defensive player to a suicide this past year, and he wore number 94. But I don't think anyone's gonna get it. That's Charles Haley's number.
Speaking of, I'm sure you guys heard last night about that. The player.
I might have missed it. What's going on?
So I'm sure the name, because you live in Arizona, Sonny, Rondale Moore.
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes. In fact,
Okay.
I did a tribute thing on him on my Facebook. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, ESPN had the wrong picture up. That was funny.
Well, you know what's funny? I'm trying to do my celebrity / infamous deaths, on Facebook that I do through ChatGPT, and I had to fight with them to say, no, he's dead. Here's a source. He's really dead. And I say, well, all right, we need a real source. We need NFL.com. Well, here's this. Well, it's a link to it's NFL.com.
I've proven ChatGPT wrong too. So you're not
Yeah.
the only one.
Yeah, I will fall for it. I'll admit it.
Oh,
I love
I
it. No,
Sonny,
You post a lot of things, though, Sonny.
I try to take whatever I think might be fake and put it into Google
put
to
it in
see
the
if
real
there's any
section.
yeah, put it into Google to see if it's, because sometimes I'm like, that sounds stupid, but sometimes it's
first of all, Cuervo, for all the political shit that I post out there, I get that to get people like Sonny to start talking, just to get them riled up. And I sit back and eat popcorn and go, yeah, you'll have fun. I'm having too much fun.
Hey, let me guess. He's normally the first one to comment, isn't he?
No,
The
that's
first
not
one.
true.
No. It's funny. All the Trump backers are the first one to they have the nest egg that is him, and they say, here's all the good things he's done. I'm like, okay, great, but is he a pedophile? Don't worry about that. This is all the good things that he's done.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
And I'm like,
yeah. So.
But is he a pedo? So, anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Who hasn't had sex with a kid? Don't worry.
Hey, Whoopi Goldberg's in the F-15 files. So
Yeah.
there you go.
So,
But not over 39,000 times or something.
I heard she was being questioned, but
well,
yeah.
I mean, Joy Behar was in there. George Clooney's in it. I'm surprised Vince McMahon's name was on the list.
I'm
He's the guy who
surprised
deserves to be
too.
on the list.
I'm surprised too. That actually does surprise me.
listen, here, think about this, guys. If there's people that ESPN that go down, let's say ESPN, but we got a shot. We can make it.
Yeah,
we
there
can
we go.
get on ESPN.
Listen, I think we should shoot higher than that. Netflix has a podcast series. Let's go for them.
Yeah. Netflix
Sounds
is
good,
actually
man.
doing something with my Jacksonville Jaguars head coach. They're paying him like an insane amount of money for seven episodes. It's like, oh my gosh. I mean, congratulations on getting the money, but hey.
All right, Sonny. So women's sports, right?
Yeah, women's sports.
I think that I don't think the ratings are going to be that great because so is ESPN not doing Sunday Night Baseball anymore?
Nope.
No.
That's what they are replacing it with women's sports now. And
Yeah,
by the
that's
way,
not gonna
I
be good.
fact checked that, and that
It's
is
not
true.
going to be good.
That's
That's not going to be good.
It's not.
It don't matter if the Sunday Night Baseball could be on PBS, and the ratings for PBS are going to go up.
Yeah.
Because I just don't see a lot of people that are going to be too. What are they going to talk about?
Right.
Like I'd like not that it doesn't matter or what, but make it interesting. I just don't know if there's enough that is going to make it interesting.
I got a question for you. Because you have a wife that loves sports.
Yep.
Which, by the way, thank God for you. Because if you're a guy who's in sports and your wife doesn't, there's friction all the time. So you got lucky, no friction.
Hey, Sonny, been there, done that. But anyway,
yes, yeah, exactly. Now, that being said, do you know what Mrs. Cuervo feels about women's basketball, women's sports? And do you know what she feels about it and how she feels about it? Or does she?
Do you know how much of women's sports she has watched since I've known her?
No.
Zero.
You know what?
Not a single minute of anything.
It all comes down to if you have a dog in the hunt. With the Broncos, she has a dog in the hunt. I mean, she loves the Broncos. She probably grew up a big Broncos fan, right?
Since young adult, yeah.
Yeah,
She wasn't in sports at a young age.
Yeah, I mean, when you're thrusting women like brand new women's sports at us, not that women's basketball is a new thing, but now having it be on the pro level and having it be a fully funded or whatever kind of league to where it's considered a pro sport, that's brand new to all of us. So like maybe your wife won't get it, I mean none of us will get it, but maybe our kids will get it because you have to build for the generation coming up. It's not so much the ones that are sitting there waiting to die.
That's a very good point. I will give you that. But when you're putting it on network television,
that's what you have to start somewhere, Sonny.
But I think the way you're talking about with it being a new sport, with the new generation, that new generation has to move into that era. So women don't even watch women's sports; they watch men's sports, and I don't know the answer to the question on why that is, but it is true. But I will say, and men do get criticized for the fact that women's sports don't make it. We do. So
look at WWE. Nobody gave a shit about the women's wrestling revolution in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. It took until this crop came up.
Yeah.
And then you started seeing, and to where it made people who don't only watch it, don't sit there and go, huh, okay, well, they got stars. Good. But it wasn't about them showcasing that to me. It was them showcasing to the younger fans, those who are going to follow this in their career more closely because they're more geared in for it. The Becky Lynches and whoever else. They'd all started with Trish Stratus and all them. But then before then, it was Medusa. Mm-hmm. Again, Medusa didn't have very much competition back in the day. So, it has to grow, but it doesn't grow with you. It grows with people below you, people younger than you.
And that's what I'm saying. It's hard to find the audience right now. So hopefully they can. By the way, I don't wish that women's sports doesn't get. I don't wish that. I just don't want it to be our fault because we're men and we're not watching it because we have no interest in it. And by the way, that has happened. I've heard it all. I've seen it. So, but your Chicago Bears, Cuervo. Before we get into the Dallas Cowboys, because there's a lot of Dallas Cowboys news that I gathered for Podfather. That I guess what I want to find out. We're in the off season. You watched these games all last year. What should the Chicago Bears be doing right now with names like Max Crosby out there, with Hendrickson out there? There's some guys that I think would be great Chicago Bears. What do you think the Bears should be doing in that fact? And is there anybody in particular that you want the Bears to go after as far as free agency is concerned? Because we're in that time right now.
Yeah, they should be starting, second week of March, I want to say.
Yep.
It's free agency period.
Kind of kicks up.
Isn't it officially NFL season is off right now? It's the actual off season. No trades can be made, no signings can be done.
I think it's the end of it's the middle or end of March is when they're allowed to sign players, if I'm not mistaken.
Second week.
That's
when free agency starts.
Yep. So there we go.
But from now until then, which is a couple of weeks from now, I want to say it's the official off season where nobody's making any moves. Like guys can get cut, but that's about it.
Yeah,
or coaches can be hired, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and you can't talk to them, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can't talk to them.
Yeah, no, it'll be considered tampering if you get caught. Put it that way, if you get caught. But
so, what should the Bears do?
I think that first and foremost, I don't think they should go after Max Crosby. I don't think they should go after Myles Garrett, and I don't think they should make any type of big trade like that.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind, if Ryan Poles flirts with the idea of a 1-year deal just to see where he's at health-wise. Give Trey Hendrickson $25 million next year.
Yeah.
Trey Hendrickson, okay. We'll see what he can do. Try and get some pressure off of Montez Sweat. As far as him always being, double teamed or whatever. just kind of get that balance in the defensive line. Now, draft wise, I would like to see them. I don't know what they're going to find at 25. But if somehow a solid left tackle lands at that spot, that's what I think they need to do is go left tackle because, I think they found something with Ozzie Trapillo, who was a rookie last year out of Boston College. But in that game against Green Bay, he suffered a really bad injury. I think it was patellar tendon. So he's going to be out all of next year as well, pretty much. He might be back in December if they're lucky. So it's like, all right, what do we do then? What are we doing until then? Theo Benedict's not a good option. So they need to go and they need to, if they get lucky and somehow someone's available for trade, which is the strategy they used last year, instead of paying free agency market value for guys, they went and they traded for guys. 4th round pick for Joe Tooney. How'd that turn out? Pretty damn good. So
that might have been the steal of the offseason in reality, if you think about it.
Yeah, I think it was because, this guy, like I said,
was a stud.
Yeah, solid all year long. Gave up, I think, 1 pressure, no sacks. First winner of the Protector of the Year award, whatever they called it this year. There's a new award that came out. If you didn't know, Sonny,
I did not know that.
Yeah. Because they have like comeback player of the year and offensive player, defensive player of the year, all that stuff. Well, they had one. It was called like the Protector of the Year or something like that. And of course,
I did not know that.
Is the offensive lineman that would win, and Joe Tooney won that award. So
wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so not bad for a 4th round pick. So, I definitely think that if they can find something that somebody's available for trade, or if they get lucky and the free agent's available, that's what they need to do. Left tackle, and maybe Trey Hendrickson. Other than that, I don't know. There's rumors that they're going to let Tremaine Edmonds go, the linebacker. So maybe they need to address the linebacker. But other than that, I don't know what else they could possibly do. I think they're good at tight end. I think they're good at receiver. Maybe running back. I don't know. Did we keep DeAndre Swift again for another year? His last year? Do they go and pursue another route? See if anyone else is available. But I kind of like the Swift Monungai combo, to be honest with you.
I do too. I think it's a 1-2 pop, and depending on what they're trying to do on the offense will depend upon who's in the lineup. So that's huge.
Yeah. So other than that, Sonny, I think trying to get the cornerback situation taken care of. Nashawn Wright had a really good year. Do they keep him around? I think they should flirt with that idea too. Do they trade off Jalen Johnson? So there are some things that they could address, but making the big splash, for Crosby or Myles Garrett, stay away from that. That's my hope.
During the week, also, we saw this out there. Tyreek Hill. And by the way, the Dolphins are just a mess right now. And obviously it is because you're going to get rid of this guy. It's only got the writing on the wall for Tua to be out of there fairly quickly too. The new regime is cleaning up house. That having been said, whatever injury, it's not enough for teams to go after this guy. I don't know where he fits best. We already know he can fit with the Kansas City Chiefs because he did it. So the question is, does Kansas City go ahead and reach out and get him, or one of 2 of these other teams on this list? Should they be going after him, Cuervo, as far as getting that guy in the lineup?
Yeah, look, I told you guys this last year that there was a possibility that he could go back to Kansas City. Now, is that the best thing for Kansas City? I mean, they traded him for a reason, guys. So do they really want to bring that problem back to the team?
That problem helped them win Super Bowls, though.
At what cost, though, Podfather? I mean,
well, they didn't go to the playoffs this year.
I think. Well, I mean, I think that has a lot to do with the offensive line, how bad they were for the Chiefs.
They did win it 2 years ago without him, right? If I'm not mistaken.
They won it without him 2 years ago. Yeah.
2 years ago. They lost the next one to the Eagles. So.
Yeah, and Travis Kelce. I mean, who knows? He says he's going to come back for another year, and maybe the last one may not be the last one. Who knows? But I know he's got a hell of a future ahead of him. So he's going to be he'll be
bookkeeping.
Yeah, he'll be getting ready to go on tour. So
hey, so I think what we're seeing with all of these kind of things going on, Tyreek Hill, as much of a pain in the ass he is, there are a lot of football teams that need at least a pain in the ass in order for them to get up and over the hump. And a Tyreek Hill, I wish I could take credit for this quote, but I can't. Obi said it best. He said, "You can't defend speed, and if he gets back to regular speed, you can't defend this guy." So that means he's going to get open. Now, what he does after the ball works with his speed, and he is just as good at doing that. I hate the guy. Can't stand him. Scumbag of the earth. But, man, you can't take away from the talent that he brings and what kind of explosiveness that he brings to an offense. So I'll ask your Podfather. Podfather, would you like to see a Tyreek Hill on your football team?
Where are we going to put him?
Well, that's, right in the slot.
I mean, we got CeeDee Lamb. We're going to franchise George Pickens. Possibly trade him if the right deal's out there, I'm sure. But, well, you don't have to show it to us yet, so it's okay. But
I meant to hit that one.
Yeah, we know. But, look, I mean, he's too big of a head. I mean, look, do you want to have another T.O. situation in Dallas?
Let me ask you a question with a question. Do you think that the Cowboys weren't successful with Terrell Owens on that football team?
How many rings did he get?
Well, how many has anybody gotten in the last 25, 30 years?
If you're going to throw the same conversation out about a quarterback, you got to. I mean, if it's a receiver, if he is as big of a receiver to do the kind of stuff that he's supposed to can do, should he come with rings?
Oh, I don't even know how to answer that question. The fact that you don't think that Terrell Owens wasn't a help to your football team. I'm not sure what game you were watching.
I know the game I was watching. I'm watching games where he was dropping passes all the time. Yeah, did he score touchdowns? Sure. Did he get yards? Sure. But he left a lot on the field for drops. I mean, he was not very reliable over the middle. Unlike, say, Jason Witten. Jason Witten was more Romo's go-to guy than it was Charles.
Which, by the way, I wish he would have gotten into the
Bledsoe and Terrell Owens. That sounded like a really good recipe for disaster for the teams, right? But that couldn't make that work. And Bledsoe went out, Romo came in, and then Romo found Witten. And T.O. was like number 2 receiver.
Yep, I get it.
And again, did he make the offense really any more better than, let's say, when he helped make a guy like, say, Miles Austin better because nobody was looking at Miles Austin.
Yeah.
He made other receivers around him look better because people were focusing on him.
Absolutely.
Kind of the Deion Sanders factor. People focus on Deion, but now here's Larry Brown getting Super Bowl MVP because of it. So, Tyreek Hill, does he have anything left in the tank that his personality will not overtake that? That's the big question because he is too big of a diva in his own mind to go to another team. A team like the Commanders could use him. Okay? A team like the Giants could use him because God knows they were struggling after all their guys got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I think there are a lot of teams he'd be great for in
yeah.
reality.
The Raiders could definitely use him.
Well, that would just fit right into their thing. By the way, speaking of the Raiders, I saw this and I just thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Where is it? Where is it? Where did yeah, oh, in alphabetical order. Here we go. This right here. How about this, right? I mean, so the Raiders should be feeling really good. I mean, they get rid of a Geno Smith. What are they going to do at the quarterback position now in Las Vegas? I almost said Oakland and Los Angeles. But Geno Smith goes away. Who steps in and takes the Raiders to the Super Bowl? I'm sorry, I saw this and I just thought it was funny, so I thought I'd bring it up.
I mean, under your philosophy, it won't be a rookie quarterback, and they're going to get to the guy from Indiana, because I listened to him on the Hardline. I listened to him on the ticket this past week when he was at the Davey O'Brien Awards, and he was getting his award. And Mendoza was like, he's a really smart kid, and I think he'll be more quarterback ready than most people want to say. But I don't think, if he didn't go to the Raiders, he's gonna get beat the hell up more the first year than anything else. So good luck to him. I mean, I hope they don't David Carr.
Well, it looks like that could be a reality, Podfather.
It could be, because again, David Carr, promising young quarterback, went to the Texans, got these shit kicked out of him the first 5 years he's in the league, and now he's nothing.
Yeah, I just think it's a mistake that teams make over and over and over, and that's why I'm so glad. A lot of things had to happen for the Bears to get in the position that they did, to get the number one pick that year, where they traded it off instead of saying, "Yeah, let's go get C.J. Stroud," or let's go get who was the other one that got picked? Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot, guys. When the year Stroud got picked, who was number one that year?
Is that the one that went to the Commanders?
No, it was
that was the year after.
Bryce Young. So Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. So instead of them saying, "Oh, let's go get Bryce Young and that'll just fix everything," thank God Ryan Poles was like, "No, we're not doing that. We're going to trade the number one pick, get a bunch of stuff back, and start building this thing." And honestly, I think that's what the Raiders should do. Look, it's nothing against Mendoza, guys. I think Mendoza will be a good quarterback in the NFL. He's not going to be great. He's not going to be Hall of Fame. I don't see that. But I do think he's going to be a decent guy. He's going to be a guy that I think will have some hype around him for a little while. Do I think he's going to be a guy that takes you deep into a playoff run and this and that? I don't know. But it's also got to be
in college.
It's also got to be a situation, yeah. It's also got to be a situation where you put him in a good system that's going to allow him to make those strides. And, that's why, people wrote Sam Darnold off for years. I mean, my God, look at what he had to deal with. He gets drafted by the freaking Jets, and we all know they're still a joke. Even from back when they drafted him to today, they're still doing making the same mistakes over and over and over. The Raiders, same thing. If they draft Mendoza, guys, I'm telling you, it's not going to be good for him. It's not going to be good for Mendoza's development as a quarterback.
But, now, the Raiders last year, that running back they picked up that was a big-time rookie coming out, but he got the hell kicked out of him last year. You put a real quarterback behind him, and let's say they get Tyreek Hill. Now you got a rookie quarterback with an experienced wide receiver who wants the ball all the damn time. You have a running back who could definitely use someone to help alleviate some space for him. That could be a winning combination for the Raiders. They may not go to the Super Bowl, but they'll definitely get them at least up to 8 games.
You talking about if they did get Mendoza and what, and then what's the other part?
And Tyreek Hill.
Look, they're going to have to do a lot of, moving around the pocket type stuff, not necessarily bootleg, but play action.
Yeah.
But moving the pocket.
Option.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't going to be the traditional
The drop
Terry
kick.
Bradshaw stand in the pocket. The stuff that Sonny loves. It's not going to work out like that. That's not going to be. You're not going to be successful like that. So, but I tell you, I will say this. I will say this about the Raiders. I do think that I think that Kubiak was a good hire. I do think that. And I do think he's gonna get that offense going, but he's gonna need help. He needs help from the front office. I need a better offensive lineman. I've got a good running back in Genty. I think you can work with him. You got Brock Bowers. You're gonna draft Mendoza if they don't trade the pick.
Are they going to keep? Are they going to keep Crosby though? I think for that to be successful, they need that guy on that side of the ball. I really do, but I don't. I don't even know what to believe. I don't know, if he's upset about being there or anything else, but I think he's got to be there. And he is a cornerstone of your defense, and if he's not there, it's the chances of all the success, I don't think, continues without him on the field or on that team.
Right. And I mean, his complaint, and I don't think it can't be about money. There's no way that it's about money. It's just
it's not.
It's the winning part,
It's the winning, and the coaching is horrible. Let's just, and ownership don't have a clue outside of Tom Brady, because I don't even think they're listening to him.
So why is he there then? Well, why is Tom wasting his time? If they're not even going to consider, which I do, I mean, Clint Kubiak, that's got Brady, that's got some prints of him, I believe. So I do think they're listening to him somewhat. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's Mark Davis's decision. Yeah. He's the one that's going to say, yep, I want that guy, or no, I don't want that guy. And I don't know. I mean, I think it's a fair question to ask, guys. If Tom Brady was not involved in that team in any way, would they have hired Clint Kubiak?
Tom Brady is the Michael Jordan of the Washington Wizards. Part owner, but he has done nothing to make the team any better. And
but that's not his fault.
1 year, right? That's been 1 season.
2 years. It's 2 years, but it's not his fault.
But I mean, unlike Jordan at the time, though, here's Brady still making millions of dollars with Fox, and still able to call other teams' games, which the league is okay to me. I would think if you're a minority owner, you still invest in that one team. What are you doing going around there calling other teams? I mean, that's almost equivalent to like Swigate, which would be good for him because he's from that part. So I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what his involvement is with the Raiders, except for just having just part stake in the team.
Right.
But he's a minority owner, and everything I have read is that he was supposedly to be involved big time for the quarterback that they were going to have for him. So when they went and got Geno Smith, I knew that wasn't true, because even Tom Brady knows he sucks. All right, but
if they get Mendoza, don't see Mendoza would love to be pick the brain of one Tom Brady.
Oh, I think it would be, but that being said, Mendoza is on everybody's list. Let's be honest. Any football team right now that needs a quarterback has Mendoza, aimed as their guy. But
the Raiders got the first pick.
The Raiders got to make a decision on whether or not that's going to be the direction that they're going to go in, and how much of that decision really will be Tom Brady's. Like Cuervo said, Mark Davis is going to be making the final decision on everything. And for him to sell off some shares to Tom Brady means nothing. The guy's a billionaire, so it doesn't mean anything. And how much would he actually listen? As he's going to actually listen to him is going to be probably a portion of why they would be successful, if they even are.
Hey, I'm glad I got both y'all on here though because I want to test something with you guys real quick. I'm gonna throw out NFL team names. You tell me the first person you think of when you hear this team's name. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, the first person that you think of when you name a team?
Right.
Okay.
Okay. New York Giants.
Lawrence Taylor.
Taylor.
Okay. Washington Commanders.
Well, I go back to Redskin. I go Theismann.
Redskins, I would say Art Monk.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Chicago Bears.
Walter
Payton.
Okay. Jacksonville Jaguars.
There's not enough to really be
Mark
in
Brunell.
there, but I'd say I would go Brunell. But no, but mine's Tom. By the way, mine's Tom McManus. But as far as keeping it,
Okay, so yours is McManus.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine. Dallas Cowboys.
I hate
Dallas
them.
Cowboys.
I know you hate them, but who's the first person you think of? Not player.
Either Jimmy or Troy Aikman. One of those two.
Who was the Moose Johnson is who I think of.
Okay, most people will say Jerry Jones. Okay, it's because he's been the thing is the Dallas Cowboys are much like the Raiders. People know the name Mark Davis because of Al Davis. People know the Cowboys because of the owner Jerry Jones. How many people know the Seahawks owner's name for this year?
I can't think of her first. I know it's Paul Allen's sister, but I can't think of her.
Yeah.
But what I'm
the
saying
last name is Allen. I know who, but I can't remember his first name.
But that's what I'm getting at. The fact that a lot of teams out there, their team is not about the owner being first, the person in front. He's normally supposed to be the person in the back, but the players are the ones that shine, right? The Cowboys are different because it's always Jerry and his team. And whoever's on that team knows me a bigger star on that team than him. No matter, and that's the culture he has created.
Okay.
And the thing is, Mark Davis, in a sense, taking over from his dad's side, who was a lot like that, has done the same thing. Is trying to do the same thing. Look at the Jets. I can't name anybody from the Jets in the last 30 years, except the fact that all the bad coaches have thrown out through there. You know,
Sauce Gardner is a badass, but he was only there for 3 years. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
So I think the problem you're going to run into with a lot of these teams, Cowboys included, is that as long as the owner is the centerpiece and the one that everybody thinks of when you think of that one team, when ESPN talks about the Cowboys, well, let's look at Jerry Jones. Who talks about the owner before they talk about the coach or the general manager? Right? That guy. Yeah, I know. He's an idiot. That's the refresh from last year.
Hey, Sonny, by the way, he really said that.
I know. I looked that one up.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Well, hey, hey, I don't know if you saw what I put up there, but I heard he's going to hire Pam Bondi to teach the.
Yeah, there you go.
He's good about that shit.
Well, look, I didn't want to say anything, Podfather, but I'm actually buying into the Cowboys too. So good. I got you, man. Hey, look, I'm gonna get them back on track for you.
Good.
Wait, I'm sorry. You broke up. What did you say? Did you say you're on the Cowboys?
I'm buying part ownership as well, Sonny. Maybe we should hit the breaking news. Call.
I didn't know that. You're gonna buy into the Cowboys.
Yeah, so I have to, starting next season, I have to resign from the show because due to conflict of interest.
Do you like the fact that Green Bay actually holds that over the NFL, saying we don't have an owner, we just have a general manager, and that the city owns the team?
Hey, that hasn't helped them lately.
That means they can't move.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the Bears said that. That'd be better, huh?
Yeah.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
But Anyway, but that having been said, of course, that's the name of the show on Sunday. Now, what do you think of our new time slot, Cuervo? Do you like this new time slot, or do you like it earlier?
Um, I would say probably a little bit earlier. Yeah, for me personally, a little bit
Okay.
earlier.
Well,
But I
then
mean,
what?
I understand. You know, our all of our schedules are different. So
Right. So you let us know when you think you'll be on, and we can cut it to noon. I don't think Podfather has a problem with cutting it to noon. Is that a good time?
We're going to talk about our contract salary then, because I mean,
Yeah.
to get up that early, who knows? It's going to be rough.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
I mean, you got me for 19 of those weeks, but for the off seasons, bro. Let me ask
I'm
you,
on
all right?
I'm on the same boat. I'm on the same boat, Podfather. I don't think a
Been
$20
on
gift
that boat
card
for
and some. I don't
Dude,
think.
on that boat for
and
16
I'm sorry, a
years.
Greyhound bus trip to go to Arizona to watch minor league hockey isn't going to do it for me either. I'm sorry.
See,
With some hey with some
you're just missing out.
with some complimentary couch potato sports show patches. Like
Yeah.
you didn't have to be more than that.
Exactly. I even got him 3 shirts with the patch on them.
Hey, I want you to know something, Sonny. Yesterday, I was cleaning out my closet because I made a lot of arrangements. I threw out some old clothes I can't wear no more, but I kept your shirts.
Oh,
So
well, see,
I still have those because
yeah,
those were free and those were given to me. So, and clearly, I might have to wrap, my next trophy I get sent my way. I might have to send you back to the church so you can send me back to the trophy.
yeah.
So,
I gave those with you with the trophy. I got
You see there, Sonny. He don't dislike you as much as you think he does.
Oh no, he does no. There's a love-hate relationship going on right
I love
here.
to hate them.
He loves to hate me.
Exactly.
But 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 that having been said, if there's a time, if
Listen,
you're going to be on, let me know. Then I'll set the show up for noon. But if you're not, will you shut up?
No, I'm not going to shut up.
If you know you're not going to be, then we'll kick it off at this time. So that was kind of how we'll do it.
Cuervo, don't you think if you're the hardest working guy in sports talk radio, that you would test your microphone first to make sure it's working before you go on live on the air?
Giving me how I switched to 5G.
This is 2 weeks in a row, sir.
Well, the last time I just unplugged it and didn't plug it back. Well, last time I didn't plug it in after I unplugged it because I needed to stop for something.
If you're the hardest working guy in sports talk radio, you would test your shit ahead of time.
No, that's just what I do. So, but yeah,
not test anything. That's what he does.
That's what I.
This is total BS.
But
so I can tell you this for a fact, guys. I won't be on next week.
Okay, then we'll do the regular.
I actually got my sister coming in town. She's coming to visit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that? Was he kind of like?
You see,
I don't know what that was.
You see Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
When Darth Vader realized that Luke had a sister, he's like, "So, sister, you."
Oh Lord, I can't take this guy anywhere. I swear to God. Anyway, well, that is good. But since your actual sister or your sister-in-law?
No, my on my mother's side, my sister and my mom's side.
Ah, gotcha. So your aunt.
No. It's his mother's daughter.
Yes.
Oh.
On my mom's side of the family, it's my sister.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to admit, I didn't necessarily know you had a sister, Cuervo. I thought it was just you and your mom. Would you knock it off?
Yeah.
I didn't know you had. I apologize. I mean, I've known you for 16 years. I didn't know that. I thought it was you and your mom, rolling through. I didn't know. What's your sister's name?
Her name is Frances, and she's bringing my oldest niece. Visit.
Gotcha.
So.
I did. Well, congratulations on you being an.
How old is the niece?
She is 13. Well, about to be 13 next week.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And how old is Frances?
Frances is let me think, 35. 35.
She's 35 now, but she has a 13-year-old daughter.
Yes.
Doing math.
Mhm.
Okay, so she was 22 when she had the kid.
All right. Hey, listen, I don't have time
Yeah.
to watch the cogs in his head, start moving around when he's actually thinking. So we'll go on to this.
Wait till we talk contract.
Yeah. We'll just go to this.
Contract negotiation.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That having been said, today I'm pissed off about sports news today. And this is another one that has got me pissed off.
Yeah, this one looks legit too.
It's just like so I'll say this, and it's not a very popular thing to say, but I think LeBron James, I think needs to take the advice of me of Donald Trump. I don't want to hear from you every day. I don't care what your opinions are. You are irrelevant. So I don't even want to hear it. And it's the same thing with him, especially when he's talking about being the GOAT. How he's claiming he's the GOAT. I mean, last time I checked, I don't think Michael Jordan ever called himself the GOAT. Is everybody calling him the GOAT? So the fact that this guy just wants to be known as the GOAT just tells me that he's not. Cuervo, when you want to be claimed to be the GOAT, you're not the GOAT.
Well, you can't self-proclaim yourself.
Yeah.
And LeBron has tried to do that on a couple occasions.
Yeah.
It just you lose credibility, in my opinion, when you do that. When you try to call yourself that, I mean, anybody can. I could say I'm the greatest podcaster of all time when I've got two guys above me that have been doing it longer, and they're definitely better than me at it. So,
well, you've actually been doing it longer than the GOAT Trey McClain here.
but he's the Podfather for a reason.
But okay. But you've been the fine co-host of this program for 16 years. So, it is what it is. So, but that's been one of the things that's been bothering me. I also, who was it? I know who it was. Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice has never called himself the GOAT either. You know why? Because he's the GOAT. He doesn't have to proclaim it.
When I think of LeBron James and him saying all that stuff, all I think is Jordan never had to say it. Kobe Bryant never really had to say it.
Mm-hmm.
He never had to really say it.
Larry Bird
never had to say it. Magic Johnson didn't have to say it.
Mm-hmm. Dr. J never had to say it.
Dr. J never had to say it. I mean, of all people, even Allen Iverson, the most selfish individual in the world, never had to freaking say it.
Dude, by the way, if you look at the numbers of Allen Iverson and you don't really know, you look at those numbers, you go, holy cow, that's incredible.
And I'm sorry, if you're starting an NBA team right now, you have two players to pick: LeBron James or Tim Duncan. Take your pick. I'm picking Duncan because he's reliable.
Oh, I love Tim Duncan.
So
I love Tim Duncan.
The thing is,
that's back when the NBA was watchable. I mean, it wasn't about being friends; it was about competition. The NBA is not even competition anymore. It's a bunch of guys playing basketball together on a weekend instead of, even though Larry Bird and Michael Jordan are good friends, they when it was time to play basketball, they didn't like each other. And that's what I love about sports. And I think that's the way sports needs to be.
If LeBron James had stayed in Cleveland when he got drafted and stayed there through the good, the bad, and the ugly, and won titles through there and had all the NBA records that he has currently with them, he might be in the conversation officially for me. But and it isn't because that he had to leave teams. It's because of how he left those teams. How he made it such a sideshow going to Miami, coming to the Lakers, going back to Cleveland, then coming to the Lakers. Just making such a sideshow, and then putting your team back a few years for drafting your son because he's not that good, but he's your son, so clearly he's going to be the heir apparent, which he's not. He's not even on the team anymore. So I mean, it's to call yourself the GOAT, unlike what I just did. I mean,
well, it's one thing to be a legend in your own mind.
It's one thing if it's subjective for everybody else to decide, right? Because we can all sit there and go, no, Jordan's the greatest, no, Bird's the greatest, no, Kobe Bryant's the greatest. But to sit there and tell yourself, nah, it's just me. Well, I mean, Tom Brady didn't have to call himself the GOAT.
That's right.
He just is.
Sometimes that's the best of what you do.
I mean, John Cena did it this past year, but he did it as a bad guy because that's what he was told to do. So,
and by the way, no one has to say he's the GOAT either, because he pretty much is. Just
he's got 17 title reigns, so there you
go.
Which, as Jesse Ventura pointed out on Saturday Main Event, that means he lost about 17 times.
That's a good point. But that's just like when the Super Bowl 7 or 8 times. You lost the next year, so, or didn't win the next one. So, but interestingly enough, that being said, Cuervo, we talked about this before you came online. I don't know how much you kept track of it, if you kept track of it. I know the women's one. While we're talking about the women, I watched the final period of the championship game for the women, but I did watch this one right here as the USA wins gold in men's hockey. I mean, obviously, it's not going back to the day when it was the Cold War and all that good stuff, or with Russia and everything. So. Did you get the opportunity to watch it, or did you even not watch it?
I did not watch it. Not that I didn't have the opportunity. I just didn't watch. But I do know that it happened, and I think it's cool that it happened. I was telling my wife, I'm like, I know we don't really watch it, but USA won the gold in hockey, and she's like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a big deal because Canada's known as the powerhouse when it comes to hockey. So
pretty much
they're 5-0 against the US for the last 5 Olympics.
Right. So for them to just kind of like the Miracle on Ice. What year was that, Sonny?
81.
81?
Yeah.
81, I think, yeah.
I mean, I wasn't even born yet when that happened, but
it's
a big part of history.
I was 6.
Right. You're a youngster.
And Sonny was like 30, so there you go.
I was still a teenager, I think.
He thinks. You're in college, Sonny, don't lie.
Sonny, how old are you now?
No.
Sonny was the jive.
No, 81, I was still in high school.
How old are you now?
83.
How old are you now?
83.
I
just turned 59.
Okay, I turn 51 here in next month. What are we doing here? So I'm thinking you might have been starting high school at that point, maybe. No, because I've been in kindergarten at that point. So you'd probably be around your junior high.
There's 2 Sonnies. What the hell just happened?
I'm trying not to lose my connection because I can't scroll up and down on the right for the things I want to put up. But I'm going to have to do that.
What year did you graduate high school?
I'll be right back. I'm getting too much feedback.
Try having a normal conversation with this guy. Swear to God. By the way, Cuervo, I think you liked and subscribed it, but on my YouTube channel, the Podfather movie takes, 256 subscribers. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clapping, not fooling me. All right, so
you can hear that?
I just so I can
Can you hear me?
roll on the left-hand side. Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
I hear you now, Sonny. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear the Podfather though. This is really weird.
You can't hear me?
You can't hear him?
No.
Interesting. Podfather, go out and come back in. So
I
he
was
can
just
hear
mocking his hand gestures.
Oh,
Not to let
that's
him
what-
know I was watching it.
you. Well, he's part Jewish. That's what they do, right?
How about now?
They talk with their hands. I don't know. I know I'm part Jewish, evidently.
How about now?
He can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, disconnect all the way, and then come back in. And I bet
Well, maybe
you
I
he'll
need
hear
to.
you. Yeah. So
Maybe
here,
I need to do
let me
that.
switch. There we go. There we. Hey, all right. So so I can put up the media I like the reports I put out, like this one right here. I wanted to, because this, I don't know if it's a thing or not. So are you there, Podfather?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear him there, Cuervo?
No.
No, it's got to be him then. There's got to be something wrong with you.
Me?
No, Cuervo.
It was weird. Like I couldn't hear either one of you. Then I saw two of you, Sonny. You like popped up.
Right.
And then I couldn't hear anybody. Maybe I need to log off.
Yeah, you might need to reboot and come back in.
Okay.
So
Yeah, let me do that real quick. Let me do that.
We'll have that do the not the go. I just saw that, by the way. Cuervo, not the go. Yeah, you definitely the go. You got bail?
I'll come back up. I'll come back on, but I can only stay on a couple more minutes.
Well, if you want to bail, you can go ahead and bail. That it might be a good time since you don't. It takes forever for you to log back in. So you won't be next week. The week after that, we'll come on at noon Central, which is 10 o'clock your time.
Sounds
that works
good to
out.
me.
All right, so we got a schedule there. Cuervo, have yourself a good day. I hope you had fun in the snow. Did you make a snowman?
No, well, we weren't up there when the snow hit. We actually left right as the snow was about to hit.
Oh,
because we weren't
I saw a
driving.
video.
I
might not have. Maybe I thought I saw a video where you were in the. I knew you were in the mountains, so that part I knew.
Yeah, we were in the mountains, but we didn't. We missed the snow. We did on purpose because we didn't want to get stuck up there. We were driving a vehicle that wasn't all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, and we didn't have any chains.
Didn't you get stuck up there a couple of years ago? You got for a couple of days because you couldn't get out. Someone I knew was someplace where they couldn't get out because of the snow. So.
Oh, really?
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure who it was. I can't remember.
Nah,
more people that travel. I don't travel anymore.
I got my 4x4 truck. I'm not getting stuck anywhere.
And you got that nice Lexus, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my man. All right. So you have a good one. Say hi to Mrs. Cuervo for us, and I hope you have a good one. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll jump on Facebook if anything and listen to you guys the rest of the way.
You gotcha. Throw some messages if need be. Appreciate it. Because I know we're going to go to a left turn here because we're going to be talking a little wrestling outside of talking. Yeah. So, but we are going to go to the
call, not mine. So
yeah, I'm going to lead it, but I will go to the Dallas Cowboys. So we'll do that right now. Cuervo, you have a good one. The Dallas Cowboys. You got it. The Dallas Cowboys. There's a lot of things going on. There you go. Take a look at that one right here. Big, good move, bad move. I don't know. I mean, I look at the number that's like 7.25 per year. Not horrible. Actually, mark that. It's $8 million a year, 16 guarantees. So it's really only a 2-year contract if they don't want him, because that's all they'd be on the hook for. So that being said, with Johnson, part of the team for another 2 years. I love the move. I think it's a great move. Javonte Williams, the running back.
You said Johnson.
Well, it's right here. Javonte Williams.
Well, so Javonte Williams, it's not. How you got Johnson on Javonte Williams? I mean, you merged Jay and Williams.
I merge everybody, so that's the way it works.
By the way, I've seen some breaking Olympic news. So
Breaking Olympic news.
Yes.
Is it really important?
I mean, you might think it is.
All right, that's fine. Hey, we'll go. What do you got?
No, I sent you the picture.
Oh, you sent me the picture of breaking
Yes.
news. Well, what is it?
Well, you have to look at the picture, then you have to deem if it's show over there now.
Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. I'll you gotta love it. I give me a second. I'll get up on the screen. But that having been said, what's your take upon your guy? Listen. I think it's a good move for the Dallas Cowboys
I say.
to keep. I think to keep somebody that they know. I mean, and they can depend. I think that was a good move for him anyway in the offseason. They needed some kind of running game, and I didn't think it was a bad move last year to get him. So to keep him again this year after the season that he had, I think it's a pretty good move for your Dallas Cowboys.
So, what's your question? You already answered my question for me.
Well, I want to know how you feel about it,
Well,
and
you want to know what you give me your 2 cents. You want me to know, right?
I
You don't know how to
I
answer- you don't
already
know how to-
told
you don't know how to answer
I
questions?
already told you I thought it was a good move.
okay,
I think
fine.
that they
Yeah,
they
we
need
know what you thought. We know what you thought. We heard you.
what?
I'm pissing you off. That's all. Okay. My thoughts. You know what? I think it's a good deal because he had a very
Yeah.
first one. You're like, can you just shut the fuck up and let me talk?
No, I just said yes. I didn't speak.
No,
I
just
just
shut up.
said
Don't even say
yes.
a word.
I always say that.
Mute,
So
mute out. Mute out. No, but nah. But no, I think it's a good deal. I think 2 years is good because at that point his steam might run out in 2 years.
yeah,
You still got Jordan Blue back there.
I like him.
I like he's great on Madden. I know he is in
Uh,
real life, but I mean, but in Madden he's actually really good. But he's pretty fast in Madden. But the thing is, maybe it takes him a long time to figure out the offense a little bit because he only had like one game that I could think of where he came out and showed any type of flair, which wasn't much. But yeah, bring him in. If it opens up the passing game, that's a good thing. I think at the end of the day, you got to have a strong foundation of a running game to really have a really deep passing game, and
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yep.
And
I like it.
And with them keeping George Pickens, whether they keep him or not on the franchise is a whole other question because right now right now. Don't you think that the Cowboys can take that and go, hey, we franchised him, but we can do a sign and trade and get some draft choices out of this guy. I mean, isn't he worth at least a number one? Probably one of the best receivers in the NFL last year.
I would think you could at least get a number one for him.
At least number one, maybe a next year number two. I mean, I'm not saying he's got the same type of trade value that Micah Parsons should have had, but he does have a lot of trade value to him. And the fact that you're going to get him for this, you currently have him under contract for 1 year for sure as a franchise, but
Right.
you can work out a deal. You can work out that deal, work with a team that's going to trade with you, figure out what works for all three sides, then flip.
They could franchise him for 2 more years in reality before the numbers
That's
get
true.
completely out of hand. But I think as far as where they are, this guy right here is going to sign him to that number. Listen, this is one thing I think, Jerry, with him making this revelation. Okay, this is a time where they cannot, in reality, mess up. But Cuervo's making a point. That's a lot of money for a number two, but he's a step up number two. He's not your normal number two. Because what he did when he stepped up when CD Lamb went down for the few weeks that he did, it just goes to show that he could be a number one on any other football team in the NFL. So the good thing for Jerry Jones is that he has that going on for him. As far as keeping him. But like you said, you know, how much I hate to say it, when they grab up a guy who's known as a head case, because by the way, Pickens was known as a head case, depending on who you listen to. It's hard to buy into a deep contract for a guy who's kind of a head case. But when he came here, which by the way, congratulations, he was nothing but a good boy. He was no problems whatsoever. Had one game wherever listen, everybody has that game where either A, they don't play well. Okay. But to take him out of the lineup for as many weeks as he played compared to that one game, oh my God, you want that guy on the field.
You know, the thing about George Pickens is that he makes CeeDee Lamb look better.
Oh God,
and vice versa. CeeDee Lamb made George Pickens look a lot better. So they need each other, regardless of how you look at it. They're a 1A, 1B. They are wide receivers number 1, 1A, and 1B. There is no number.
Exactly. Yep.
There's no number 2. There's number 3. There's no number 2.
I call them step up number 2s is what are meaning that they could be that on any other football team. And I don't know how much of that is going to affect it. Dak Prescott did renegotiate his contract and got $50 million underneath the cap. So I don't know what they'll end up doing. But like Cuervo said, that might just be the plan. But if Jerry is going to hang up on what he said, there has to be more moves.
Okay, first of all, I think it's ridiculous that you're listening to what Jerry's saying, taking him seriously. Because
I'm only listening to him because of he doesn't necessarily say what he is saying every single year. That he sometimes
every year he's got to go to Super Bowl. Every year. That's been 30 years.
I think it's been yes and no. I just think I know when he believes it when he doesn't. I think he believes it this year. I do. I think he believes it.
Well, no, see, he's selling tickets to sell out the stadium.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
And the thing is, there. This is the equivalent to, what's his name? Quarterback that played for TCU that came to the Cowboys for a little bit. The one that said he was the number 1 starter in any 32 teams, and you sat there and laughed at him.
Andy Dalton.
Yeah, you have to sell yourself. You have to sell your team. He's an owner. He has to sell his product to his mindless fans. Sit there and go, star, silver helmet. Yeah, we're going Super Bowl, baby. We need to be there. We ain't been there in a while. Okay, you know what? That ain't going to happen. Okay, because it ain't going to happen until everything changes. I don't mean coaching. I don't mean players. I mean everything from the owner's point. Get him out of the limelight, because a football team should only be worked on. Your coach, your players, and all the front office that happens does not need to be front page blotter. Okay, does not need how you play on the field needs to be the thing. Yeah, thank you. So he did that years ago. But look, Jerry's doing Jerry. That's all he's doing. He's going to have a State of the Union press conference, right before training camp, saying this is our year. I said this last year. I didn't mean last year. I mean this year, though. So
I just wonder. I believe him. I don't know why I believe he believes.
Because you're a sucker. Okay, give me a break. Look,
I believe him because of the draft picks. I believe it because of the draft picks. I believe it because of going ahead and getting, and if they solidify George Pickens, I do. I actually believe he believes they can actually make a fair. Hey, Cuervo even thought that he might have to be a Cowboy fan.
No, he's just fucking with it. Look, here's the thing. If you took the Dallas Cowboys offense and put them with Seattle's defense, they win the Super Bowl.
Oh, God, yeah. By a lot.
But guess what you don't have? You don't have Seattle's defense.
By the way, when one of the Seattle cornerbacks available, and I heard rumors that the Cowboys were trying to get him?
I don't know. I mean, I had heard that a long time ago, back when 5 years ago when they were trying to get that one guy that won the
No,
conference.
no. This was recent after they won the Super Bowl. One of the quarterbacks is not resigning, and
quarterbacks or cornerbacks?
Cornerback.
Defensive
And
back.
he's a badass too. From
Right.
he's a badass.
We'll see what happens. I mean, Dallas needs. I like their new I like their new defensive coach. I do like that they're bringing in coaches that aren't looking to cash in next year to become a head coach. It doesn't appear that way right now. You know, a lot of teams will go out there and get your Mike Eberflus like the Cowboys last year, who's probably looking for the next head coaching gig out there in a year or so. Now we know he's useless. But that the one thing about Jerry Jones, and I hate that he does this, but sometimes it makes sense. He always goes out and gets the coach that you don't think should be the coach. Like Brian Schottenheimer was on nobody's radar. You know, before him, Jason Garrett was on nobody's. Really wasn't. He might have been on Miami's, but he was not really on anybody's radar to be a head football coach. Bill Parcells was sitting at home retired until Jerry called him up. Wade Phillips, same thing. I mean, really, you go all the way back to Barry Switzer, except for Jimmy, who came from college. Jerry's never gone after the big time head coach to come coach his team. And I know Bill Parcells one thing, but he was sitting at home.
Yeah.
No?
And Jimmy Johnson, he wasn't Jimmy Johnson. He won a couple of national championships, great. No. But he wasn't Jimmy Johnson. He became Jimmy Johnson as far as an NFL coach right there in Dallas.
So head coaching wise, to his credit, he doesn't go out there and whereas like we talk about the Steelers. Now, okay, Mike McCarthy, I guess, is one of them, right? I think you didn't view that as kind of a mistake. Maybe nobody was really looking at him, but at the same time, he was a coach that had a little bit of value to him because of the Super Bowl wins in Green Bay and everything else. But he came to a team that didn't have all that shit that Green Bay had, and we got what we got. But these defensive coaches, these new coaches are bringing in to be alongside Schottenheimer. They're not. Some might be former players, but they're not former players looking to angle themselves to a head coaching college job or head coaching NFL job right now.
Yeah, they're happy they're a coach for the Dallas Cowboys.
And I like that. Now, look, by the way, this is late breaking news on my part. I told my sister yesterday, she's a big OU fan, right? I called her up yesterday. I said, listen, your baby brother's going to do something that I never thought I'd ever do, but I got loyalty here. I have to do it. So I'm now an OU fan. That's because Jason Garrett is now the tight end coach of the Oklahoma Sooners. That's the only reason why. Now, if he goes somewhere else, I'm switching teams.
I can't believe Jason Garrett took that job. Is that true? I thought that was a joke. I didn't even look that one up.
That's true. He's now the new tight end. But again, he came from high school. So he's working his way up the system. I'll give him that. And it isn't like he's like, well, let's make Troy Aikman a general manager here in Miami. This is like, hey, look, he sucked as a play-by-play guy on Monday Night Football. So he came back to the pros, kind of staggered for a year, and then.
Hey, I'm a Hall of Famer on that side, man.
Huh?
I'm a Hall of Famer on that side, right, man. So
right. So I'm like, look, I like the fact that that he's going to start off in college as far as getting more eyes. Start off in high school, but he's going to get more eyes on him in college with OU. Yeah. That's a good thing. And I said, I wish he would have been.
I wish he would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. I really do.
But you know what? I can see why he's not. But
I know, but he's definitely more suited than Frank Gore. That having been said, your Cowboys still.
Frank Gore's not in either, so don't worry about it.
I'm just saying. They releasing Logan Wilson, the guy they went after.
Right.
In the trade last year in exchange for a 7th rounder, which, by the way, is not a bad move, especially if he was a guy that they could have depended on. We watched it. We kind of figured that it wouldn't happen. as far as keeping him. I think he needed to really, really be a big. But the bad part for him is it was the Dallas Cowboys defense. I actually feel bad for the guy because I think if it was a better defense that he could have been more suited, he might still be a Dallas Cowboy. The problem is that whole thing was a piece of shit from the week one, and nothing would have helped it.
I look at him as like a chess piece. I mean, you're probably going to lose him eventually, but
Yeah.
it's just how much you can get use of him until you can't. And maybe hit his ceiling with the Cowboys right now. Maybe they looked at the roster and went, "Where do we put him?" Well, he's nowhere to be found, so gotta get rid of him. I mean, it isn't like Micah Parsons, like, well, we wouldn't really keep him. Okay, great, we're going to pay him. Well, we're going to pay him that. Well, we got to get rid of him. Well, shit. What are we going to do? So,
Yeah. So, anyway, that's pretty much what I got going for the NFL. I want to hop to the WWE because they're doing something.
Hold on a second. Before you do, can we take a quick break?
Do you need to take a break?
I gotta go pee, so I'll just.
All right, so we'll do that. We'll take a quick break here on the Couch Potato Sports Show, so he can take care of his business. We'll be back here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. When we come back, we'll talk WWE.
At Wesson General Contracting Incorporated, we're your one-stop shop for all your general contracting needs. We are locally owned and with over 20 years of experience, so roofing, gutters, sidings, fence staining, painting, foundation problems, or roof damage are no problems at all. Give us a call at 214-200-5588. That's 214-200-5588. Wesson General Contractors.
The prospect of retirement can be exciting and scary at the same time. At Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, we have found many people either approaching or currently in retirement failed to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. What is it? How does it work? It's simply not a benefit that you start receiving at age 62. Because these decisions are so important, my firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy of Social Security Maximization, please give our office a call today at 972-412-6064 or visit us on the web at nesteggadvice.com. At the Jerry Bullet Training Center, we are a motivated team of coaches with the mindset of helping you achieve and reach your highest goals. Having developed and trained over 100 Division I athletes as well as Division II athletes, even professional athletes, the Bullet team definitely has the knowledge and mindset to take you to the next level. Check out our new 22,000 square foot facility and 3,000 square foot weight room, along with 4,500 square feet of outdoor turf and covered training area, along with football and soccer fields. Contact Melvin Bullitt at 214-326-7853 or visit their facility just outside of Waterview at 8900 Princeton Road in Rowlett.
Being taken for a ride? Check out Casso Insurance, serving Texans since 1981. Bundle your home, auto, or business insurance and save a ton. Casso Insurance on the corner of Main Street and Rowlett Road, where we make insurance fun. Or check us out on the web at CassoInsurance.com, where we always have the coffee pot on. Yeah, but is it fresh?
There is nothing that beats good home-cooked barbecue. Since 1941, Dickey's Barbecue has done all the cooking and you take all the credit. Come see us today at our Rowlett location, 5701 President George Bush Turnpike, Suite 110 in the Target Shopping Center. Whether you want to eat in or take it home, we will fix you up. For lip-smacking, rib-tickling, knee-slapping, foot-stomping, great-tasting barbecue, come see us at Dickey's Barbecue today.
Here at Fit Body Boot Camp, located in Saxe, the solution is here. Fast, long-lasting weight loss results and the healthy lifestyle you need to keep them. The key to your fat loss success is our signature afterburn workouts, as well as support and motivation from our world-class coaches, and an easy-to-follow nutrition program to help you keep the fat off.
Visit your local Fit Body Boot Camp in Saxe today to see the difference for yourself. Or give us a call at 214-463-3005. That's 214-463-3005. Fit Body Boot Camp Saxe. Saxe Ice House is a non-smoking craft beer and beer pub located in the heart of Saxe. The Ice House was opened to provide a friendly, clean, and female-friendly environment. Saxe was lacking a place for service industry, date nights, and girls' nights, as well as happy hours. Excellent service and top-notch food are our priority. On Tuesday, we offer 79-cent wings, as well as half-price burgers on Mondays. So check us out at the Ice House, located at 6501 Highway 78 in Saxe, or give us a call at 469-304-1550, or check us out on the web at saxeicehouse.com.
Cowboys, Packers, we all know the truth.
Oh, them Cowboys fans don't love you no more.
That record is only going to stand for so long.
It is still currently my time.
Because I still do things that none of y'all do.
Who's none of y'all? Just because your light is brightening itself doesn't mean mine is dimming in any way.
I'm just saying, I played 13 games. So obviously, I'm getting to the quarterback.
In 13 games, I had 18 sacks. What do you want?
I need whole season statistical categories.
You ain't play a whole season.
Mm-hmm. We lost half our starting lineup and still made the dance.
Yep, and when y'all had your full starting lineup, we punched y'all in the mouth.
How many games y'all win?
5. Hey, and guess what? We doing the same thing.
Come on, we got to be pissed together. Okay, you know what I mean? 307 days. That's all it was. We got a lot more days ahead of us. Okay? You hear me? Hey, 307 days. That's all we got. We've just played 307 days. We got a lot more football left in our program. Look at me. Appreciate you. Okay? So glad you're here. This sucks. But we got to be pissed together. You hear me? Guys? Okay, Woodsy, come on. Woodsy, I know when we picked you up, you didn't think we'd be here, buddy. I'm sorry. I appreciate you. Look at me. Hey, appreciate you playing your ass off, okay? We got to make sure that whatever happens in there, that we're pissed together, okay? One team pissed. Appreciate you. We ain't done. I know, we ain't done. Yes, sir. You hear me? We got everybody? Fine.
Welcome back into the Couch Potato Sports Show alongside the Podfather. I'm Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio. I'm working so hard I forgot to check the mic again. So, I'm just working so hard, and stop that bull crap. I just like anyway. By the way, that first video, man, I don't know how that thing got put together where they're both sitting there talking, whether it's a podcast or what, but that sure was pure comedy right there. That just made me laugh.
I'm glad those two kind of get along with each other because they're kind of 1A and 1B in this league as far as top defensive pass rushers and everything. And I like that they both motivate each other to be better than the other person. So that, do I like Mike on the Cowboys? Sure, I would love to have him back here. But, as a player himself, he's going to have bigger and better things no matter what team he's on. Same thing with Myles Garrett, whether he stays in Cleveland or if he goes elsewhere. The fact is, you'd hope that both these guys, one way or the other, end up getting the ring one way. I mean, it's like, you never hear anything bad about these guys. Nothing
That's
bad
true.
about them. And you always hope for the best things for players like them. Not every time does it ever work out where they actually get what we want them to get, but because they don't get a ring to someone who's very undeserving of it. But hey, they're playing to the circumstances that they're playing in right now. One's in Green Bay, one's in Cleveland, and Boy, I would not want to live in either area. So good luck with that.
What are they going to give up to get Max Crosby?
Who's going to give him up though? That's the thing. I mean, the thing is he a free agent or is he still under contract with the Raiders?
He's still under contract, but he wants out, and they're going to let him go. That's just all. That's just what Schefter's saying. They're going to let him go. They're going to figure out how they're going to do it. And the Cowboys have been rumored to be out on the look for Max Crosby. I'm telling you right now, that's what I'm talking about. When I was talking a little bit earlier about Jerry Jones, he just sounds a little. I'm not saying he hasn't said what he said. It just sounds a little different based up on the draft picks, who they could get, what they might get. So it just seemed a little bit more serious than he normally has been.
If they don't waste time and get offensive players all over if they get offensive players galore in the draft and don't do any defense and they go get Max Crosby, that will never be enough. They got to get defense and they got to get Max Crosby. Make me believe that Jerry's actually serious.
That's what I'm saying. I from what I'm hearing, there's some talk. Now I don't think it's going to happen. I'll be honest with you, because Jerry has a way of screwing this up, because that would be what would be best really in reality for them, along with grabbing a couple other defensive players.
And this goes back to anything that I've said about going after the big name guy. It's all good until they get hurt.
There's always a chance.
And what if he gets hurt in training camp? What if he gets hurt in week 3 of the season? What if he gets hurt with 5 games left in the year? Then Jerry Jones will go in the offseason and go, well, we had a good opportunity until he done got hurt, and then I wasted all this money on like I did with Dak Prescott. I mean,
well, we've heard that story before.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing is that I Jerry wants to be held accountable for the wins, but never accountable for the losses.
Absolutely, that's his biggest. Problem.
Like, it was never anything that he did, and I think that's the biggest crime out of it. Again, when you don't have, I mean, there is not one team in any sport that would hire Jerry Jones to be the general manager. But yet he runs the one team that will, because he owns it. That's like kind of like our current situation with the president. He wants to sit there and say that he thinks he should get the Congressional Medal of Honor because he went to Iraq back, for 8 months ago or whatever else. Dude, you drafted the Vietnam draft 5 different times because of foot sores or whatever it was. How the fuck do you cry? I mean, how do you qualify for the Congressional Medal of Honor? Why don't you give you a Purple Heart while you're at it for all the feelings you got hurt? Yeah, I know that's. I'll tell you that one. Good for him. Why not? Hey, why not? You pay for the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, you're hoping your wife wins an Academy Award here soon. Why not? Right?
Why not? Give it a whirl.
I mean, the Seahawks were supposed to go to the White House. They opted not to because they probably knew that the president was going to try to buy their trophy.
Well, hey, speaking of the Seahawks, I say whatever you want. And was it the right thing to do? Was it that you got 4 of the 5 of the picks that they got for the guy and won another Super Bowl? That's 2 Super Bowls that they have won. I'm going to say that defense is the best in the NFL.
Oh,
and if they improve just by a little on the offensive side, they're going to be the hardest team to beat in the NFL.
I know we're not going to get them on here, but I was hoping Bryce would come on because I heard this one thing about the Steelers this past week, which makes a lot of sense.
That is,
the Steelers they're being run with a surge of urgency. Like, do it now. You have a quarterback currently there who's very passive. And I think and I think Colin Cowherd said that. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense why people like Bryce, as much as you want to be sold on your team, who's at the helm and that they're on the same page. You have a very passive quarterback. You got a fan base that's very urgent. You got to win now. You have to do something now to this is our money well spent. Spend it well for us. Whereas you have a quarterback like, well, I'll get there. So,
well, 30 years ago they wouldn't have worried about that. That's the
right. But
point
guess
of
what? A lot of
who
NFL
they
fans
hired
aren't
as their
born for
head
good.
coach compared to who they should have hired as their head coach.
And yet, and you know what the thing is, Steeler fans of yesteryear will remember that. But what about the new ones there? I mean, think about the new Cowboy fans that are coming up. They've never seen a Super Bowl.
Nope. You know, you got to think anybody younger than the age of 30, you know, don't know what that means. Actually, seeing it outside of a YouTube video. So
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, all they see is, well, the same guy runs it. How's he not fired? Well, he can't fire him.
exactly. All right. Now that being said, I want to get to the WWE, and the reason being, I'm back to where I'm watching it weekly because I found a way I don't have to have the Netflix and I don't have to have the other one. I can still watch on CW. By the way, I'm going to tell you right now. Right now, there's two things wrong with the WWE that I think they need to change. I want to get your opinion on it. First of all, is they need to get that guy off of SmackDown on commentary. And I'm not talking about Bad News Barrett. I'm talking about that other guy. He's just as bad as the guy that they had on before. I forget his name. I don't know what it is. And maybe it's because I've been hanging around with you too much. I'm almost to the point where I can't watch it. And by the way, Corey Graves back up on Raw. Thank God. And by the way, Pat McAfee's fine. I don't want to take away from that, but Corey Graves is just that much better. It's you know, as far as exactly what I kind of I look at Pat McAfee as a bobblehead of commentary. It's kind of cute, kind of cool looking, you know. It's kind of cool to have him. But freaking Corey,
guest.
Yeah. Corey Graves is the shit. And by the way, I watched him over on AAA on that. If you watch the YouTube on AAA, he's actually getting good at which he wasn't good at the regular commentating when he was at Raw. He's doing much better on AAA, and I think it's because of the speed of the sport.
I think him going to NXT and really honing it in with Booker, really, because Booker's not great at all. But but Booker's lack of commentary made Corey a great play-by-play guy, which makes him a better color guy because now he takes the pressure off him calling the match. Now he just calls it and he fills in the flavor.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not sure who's calling the thing on SmackDown. I don't have CW and I don't have USA or whatnot.
Well, I'll show you. I'll send you the link so you can watch them if you want to watch them for free. You don't have to have anything special. You can just get. That's why.
But you know, here's the thing though. That guy is on the show to get better. Because in 10 years from now, they're looking at him saying, we're trying to find the guy who's going to replace Michael Cole. Michael Cole wasn't great when he first started out. Him and Taz working together made him better. And then of course him working alongside Jim Ross at the time and him working alongside other greats and other people to make him a better commentator made Michael Cole what he is in wrestling. This guy needs that seasoning. You know, look, he's put in this position. He's probably the best to come out of NXT. Let's see what he can do with the main roster, the main guys, and we'll tweak him a little bit. We're gonna make sure we find.
Was he on NXT? This dude, I got. Hold on, I got it right here. Let me just push this. Hold on, let me hit paste. Scroll across.
I do think though, with a commentator, having your color guy being your sidekick for Joe
Testore.
Joe Testore, yeah. I like him. He's good.
Oh, he's horrible.
No. Now,
oh God, he's horrid. He's horrible. He's horrid.
Look, hey. You have your opinion. Fine, great. Let me have my opinion about it, all right? Before you shut me the fuck down. Look, here's the thing. He's great as an
You're
MC.
better than he is.
That's true. But, I mean, he's good as an MC at Saturday Night's Main Event. I like that. I really like that. I like that he's not calling wrestling matches on the bigger shows. But he has to fine tune. Remember, he's an ESPN guy. He's got a lot of things going on with football, with basketball, with everything else doing with ESPN. So to have him come in here and do this and really feed off of Wade Barrett to help fill in the blanks for him, that really helps him out.
Wade Barrett is really good.
Yeah.
And he's just absolutely garbage. They need to find somebody better.
I wouldn't say garbage. I wouldn't say garbage because, again, he's only been doing this for a year. You have to give him time. I mean, look, you and I together doing commentary, it took us a while to find our niche. Okay?
There's a difference between you and me, though.
But we were doing it once a month.
Exactly.
They're doing it every week. So
yes.
They have to keep tweaking. And plus, we didn't have people yelling in our ears what to say and what not to say. We had them tell us that stuff off the air. Make sure you get this appointment, this across, get that across. But they were never in our ears constantly feeding us stuff. Because I'm sure you never had that with ESPN. So, he's having to learn a whole different way of commentating to make him better. And maybe he'll get there. Maybe he won't right now. Well, let's say he sucks right now. What if in next year he's a lot better? Does he still suck? No, he's better. Is he the number one guy in the world? No. See, this whole either you're great or you suck. There's no in between for a lot of people, right? And I think he's in that in between part. He can get better. He can get worse, but he can get better. Now, are you Tony Schiavone, who I think was awful? He was great for what WCW needed him at the time, and he's awful at AEW.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
But he was great for what WCW needed him for. You need a high show, having the biggest show in the world come to you live on Monday night, and let the Brain and let whoever else we got, Steve McMichael or whoever we got over here, let them add all the color they want to. You just call the moves, and that's what he did. Again, Tony Schiavone. The reason why he ain't in the Hall of Fame because he's really not that great, but he made a situation work for him. And that's what we're doing now. He's making the situation work for him. And I think having Wade Barrett, if you put Joe Tessitore with Booker T, it's a suck show. It's a complete suck. And I love Booker T, but I don't like his commentary either. I think he has literally nothing.
Booker T's better than him.
Well, no, is he better? But again, what you did and what I did was two different things. What Joe Tessitore does and what Wade Barrett does, two different things. What Wade Barrett and Booker T, those two are the same thing. So which one would you pick, Wade Barrett or Booker T?
No, I'm just saying. This is a problem as far as where I am because I know there are many with the thought that people think Michael Cole sucks, and I'm telling you, and they just don't know wrestling.
I used to say that back in the day. So, but I've come around on
that. They just don't know wrestling, and I think there's value to what you said about getting time, but I think when you're talking about what's going on in the WWE, which we're going to get to in a second, you gotta, if you're going to bring it, you got to bring it with the right people. And right now, it's not the right people. And I think a year is too long. I think a week after week, doing what he does, he should be better than. So what I'm saying is, I have not seen an improvement since day one to 1 year.
But here's the thing, though. Here's what they get. Here's what they get you on this. WWE can say, "We got a guy from ESPN calling our wrestling matches." Who would have thought we would have had that? Who would have thought we'd have ever had a guy from ESPN who was a big college football guy, a guy who has been, up there in Stanford, Connecticut doing a lot, or wherever ESPN is located at now, Bristol, Connecticut. A guy who's been part of the sports trenches up there for Sports Talk Radio. He's on our team now. So, yeah, he's not great, but we have him, and we can make him how we want to make him. Again, he doesn't have – now, if he had Vince McMahon yelling in his ear, it might be a different ballgame. It may not be in a good way Okay, because one thing about Vince McMahon is that he was very jarring when he was trying to interfere with how the commentators were calling your shows.
Yes.
So I don't fault Joe Tessitore for that. And look on the other channel. You got Tony Schiavone and the guy in a mask. Who would you rather have? Tony Schiavone and the guy in a mask, or Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett? I know who I'd
okay. Well, I keep Wade Barrett. I keep Wade Barrett. I wouldn't have this guy. I'd even take Excalibur. He's horrible too, but I'd take Excalibur.
I wouldn't take Excalibur.
And that's because he's a wrestler and he knows wrestling. This guy does not know wrestling. That makes it hard.
But here's the thing though. The best thing that Joe Tessitore has, he's got Cody Rhodes on that show. He's got a lot of main guys who can get on the microphone and tell the stories without him doing it for him. And you were seeing it live on TV. I like that. I like the idea that SmackDown, even Raw to an extent, has become more of a personality-based show. There's not that many matches, which I like, because you're trying to tell these stories to get to these matches that you want to see. Now we're going to throw in these match 1 and match 2 if there's no real consequence, and then go on from there and talk aimlessly about another match name and corresponding to this match. They were doing that back in the old day, back with Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler, back when they had 3 hours to kill, and they also had, why do we have Trish Stratus take on Lita for the 19th time when there's nothing at stake? So, I mean, the thing is that I don't get a chance to watch SmackDown very often, but from what I've seen, and I don't see the entire. Maybe because I don't watch the entire show. That's why I don't have the same glaring problem you have with it. But
maybe.
But to me, wrestling is all about sound bites nowadays, and that's how they give you the product is in sound bites and little bitty clips, and it's enough to take. So if it's enough to buy you in to want to make you invested, want to sit there and actually watch the show for 2 hours or whatever, then you're willing to forget how bad the commentary is, as long as you're seeing what you want to see on TV. So that's my thoughts.
Well, you think about
you
what
can
they,
be
what
wrong.
they
It's
did.
okay. You got the soundbite for us.
They had I don't know if you remember Adnan Verk, and then they also had Kevin what was his name? Kevin
Kevin Shit. That'd be a great name.
Let me see if I can find it really quick. Kevin Patrick. Now, they didn't take a whole year to figure out Kevin Patrick, and that's what I'm saying. Now, granted,
understand this: Kevin Patrick is not Joe Tessitore, who's been on ESPN calling college football games. He has a bigger resume than these other guys.
I think you're giving that way too much. I think you're giving that.
Well, you know what? You're giving it no credit, so there's got to be at least something in between there.
And that's where my problem. And I understand what you say about my problem is you either are good at it or you're not. You're either good or you suck. And frankly, I'm spoiled because listen, you say whatever you want about Vince McMahon. That guy was on play-by-play. Like you would not believe. He was on it, and that guy probably he was so much better than these guys that are going. Now, granted, knows the bit, and that's the problem when they get a guy that's not in the wrestling business or knows it.
But that was 30 years ago. That wasn't.
I understand, but I take that today.
The product is different. The product is different.
Today.
Vince could not call these moves that are going these days because he didn't know what they're called.
But that's what made him so great. He was so good. He didn't need to know the name of the moves.
It really helped that he had really big personalities like Jesse Ventura, Arthur Brain Heenan, Roddy Piper. He had a lot of guys with a lot of personality there.
I agree.
I mean, you sit there and listen to Vince McMahon call a match, and Randy Savage, oh my God, he's calling me out now. I don't know who to go out there. I mean, yeah, that's a little different, okay? You don't have that in commentary right now with Jerry.
Hey, I'm just saying. I get, but But at the same time, I just want better, and I'll put this out there because they're pissing me off. By the way,
maybe it will get better.
It won't because he's not that good in the first place.
Just negative Nancy, because everything it sucks. Things are going to go so bad. I don't know it's going to get any better.
Because it shouldn't take a year. You're right. It shouldn't take a year. I'm sorry. It shouldn't. It should not take a year for him to be listenable. It's almost like watching the NBA. They've been going such trash lately. I can't even watch.
You talk about things that are so unlistenable, yet you don't listen to anybody.
Huh?
I love how you talk about things that are so unlistenable, but yet you don't listen to anybody except the sound of your own voice.
Huh?
Exactly. So
I'm just saying though, what's the WWE's doing right now? They're doing it now also for the Elimination Chamber. This is just crap. And see, and this goes along with bad decisions, and they're making bad decisions.
What is new blackout rules? What are we saying? If certain amount of people
meaning that the bars, when they have elimination chamber thing, they're blacking out at bars, and same thing with WrestleMania in Las Vegas. They're blacking it out over there.
That could be an ESPN thing, though.
No, it's a WWE thing.
Well, so ESPN telling WWE don't do that.
Well, no. Listen, the WWE is controlling what's going on with ESPN. Okay, it's just the delivery mechanism in reality.
Well, go buy your ESPN and watch it, or find a way to watch it.
No, I watch it. I'll send you the link where you can watch it, so you don't have to pay for it. But that being said, give me a second. 20 minutes. All right. So, but that having been said, where we are. As far as because looking at ESPN and looking at the WWE, okay, they have made this to where the normal person can't go to these events anymore, and that's and it's the ego of the NFL. They are the only one out there that's worth a nickel. I will go to an AEW show. And the reason why I would is because I don't need to know anything about it to go watch it, to enjoy it. And I don't need to know the storylines because they don't have any. But if I want to see a good match, I can see a pretty good match, But the problem with AEW is they don't put the storyline in with the match, which makes it bad.
Here's the thing. Do I want to go spend $60 at an AEW match where it's like basically an overgrown independent show for me? No.
Well, $60 compared to what the WWE is charging for a ticket.
Yeah, you know what? But again, I'm not paying. I mean, for me, I've outpriced myself to go anywhere right now because I should stay home.
Well,
okay,
exactly.
And the thing is, do you know who's really outpriced all this for everybody? And this includes any sporting event out there. Walmart.
Huh?
Walmart gives you a 65-inch TV screen for $400.
Well,
you can put it in your house, which I have. You can sit on your own couch, make your own hot dogs, have your own beer, do what you got. You can buy all that at Walmart, by the way, while you're buying the TV. Plug it all in there, and
there you go.
Enjoy the event as is. Wrestling has done the same thing. If people want to go, if people really want to go to WrestleMania, or they really want to go to Elimination Chamber or anywhere else, guess what? They will find a way to get the money to go do it. Okay?
I maybe it's me. Maybe it's because I'm old. Even if I had the money, I'm not going to spend that money. I'm not going to spend that money on it.
I'm just not going to, because guess what? Somebody else will.
Well, that's the problem. It's the court.
You left an open seat for somebody else to come get it.
WWE is turned into the NFL with the corporate ticket. It's not a ticket for the regular person. It's a corporate ticket, so everything's jacked up. So it's taking it away from the fan, just like going over to freaking Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania next year.
Okay, but
they're taking it away from the regular fan.
But let me ask you a question. When you're sitting at home watching it anyway, and you're watching the event, do you sit there and go, sucks, their ticket prices are so damn high? Or do you sit there and go, You know, they put on a really good show.
That's not that's not the point.
Well, you're trying to be labor a point that doesn't really affect you.
Well, no, it does affect me. I've been to 2 WrestleManias. I would go for a reasonable price. I'm not going to go for these jacked up prices. I won't do it. If it's reasonable, I will go. It's like going to the Cardinal game. If it was, first of all, if it was reasonable to get a ticket, I'd go. The problem is they outprice the reasonable person. I'm not gonna do that when the entertainment value, when the entertainment value can pay my rent for a month. It just don't make any sense. Even if I have the money, it doesn't make any sense.
But you still have access to see it, though.
Well, the way I watch it, I watch it next day. I don't do it live. I would love to go to I would love to go to a live event.
And for me, now understand this. A lot of people's job wages have gone up in the last 20 years. So a lot of people are making a lot more money now to go see events that cost a lot more money than you would normally pay 10, 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But in 20 years ago, and having worked wrestling shows on a monthly basis where I'm in front of a live crowd on a constant basis there, it's taken me out of going to live events altogether. So while I get what you're saying from your end, from my end, I'm like, I don't give a shit because I'm still able to watch the show from my couch, from my big 65-inch TV that I got. And if I wanted to, I can come on here and talk about it with you. And how is that any different than me actually going to the event and not having any live experience to talk about? WrestleMania 19
I get what you're saying.
17 is still for me completely.
I get what you're saying, but I will tell you, and this is what I think is going to end up happening. They're going to price everybody out of the market to where it's not even entertaining anymore, and they don't want any part of it. Okay, even the way that they're watching it up on the ESPN, it's going to price. That's even going to price people out of the market as well.
But let me ask you a question now: if the product that they do in the ring is done in front of an empty crowd, which they had to do during COVID, they still put on their product. Was it hard to watch with no crowd? Sure. But if you outprice people from not going to the show, you're still going to get the same product. You're trying to get the fan base will not be what we're used to it being. But then maybe that fan base has gotten a little bit richer, can afford more of this shit, and is willing to, again, they're spending more money going overseas than they are doing stuff over here nowadays. They're going to Saudi, they're going to Italy, they're going to France, they're going to Paris, they're going to Australia. They're doing a lot of stuff. I mean, the door's open to go anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, that's where the money's going to be coming from.
While you sit there on ESPN or Netflix or wherever you're watching it on, sitting there bitching that they've outpriced all the fans when you're looking at the crowds and they're all sold out. I'm like, they shut you out. Both they're not physically in your backyard.
Exactly.
And but guess what? They're making money.
Well,
they have to make money because
completely get it. Completely get it. I get and I'll say it. You're not wrong, but neither am I. As far as regardless of that, if they price, it's not just me. By the way, they're pricing a lot of people out that can't even go see these. I mean, a family to go see a wrestling thing, let's just say Raw or SmackDown. How about this? Even a live event. The live events, the prices of the ticket. No, they do. They are. Yeah, they do. The prices even for the live events are almost. It's just too much for family entertainment. It is gone away from family entertainment to big business, and that's what's killing. In my opinion, is what's killing the sport.
But at the end of the day, it all comes down to this: the selfishness of the fan, or the selfishness of the company. The company is doing what they can to survive in today's business world. Okay,
that just goes to
with everything going up, they have to go up on all their shit as well. Paying contracts out, having to have because you can remember one thing: the amount of money it takes. I mean, we all know we all generally have an idea of how much Bobby had to pay the Osage that had put a show on at the Osage once a month, right?
Yes, I understand, and I
That really
understand
broke
the
him.
amount of money
Imagine
for
having to
it
take-
takes for players.
Imagine all you have to spend nowadays to take your multi-million-dollar company.
I know.
Go over there, wherever over there is. Rent out the building. Pay all the fees for the wrestlers. Make sure everybody who's affiliated with this thing, because it's not just the wrestlers. It ain't like a sword show where it's the wrestlers putting the rings up. You got ring people, you got referees, you got backstage people, you got producers, you got agents, you name it, they're all out there. And you're paying them all this money to go over there. Look, they're playing with money that none of us can understand. It's dumb money. It's it's stupid fucking monopoly money that we will never understand.
I completely understand.
So at that point, now that I've looked at it from my own point of view, if this is stuff that I can ever fathom, fine. What can I fathom? The product I watch on TV. I can watch that and go, am I entertained or am I not entertained? Currently, I'm entertained. Okay? There's been times I have liked there and go, it's unwatchable as hell. And there are times I fast forward through matches I don't give a shit about.
Yeah,
but
I get it.
But, the thing is, as a P1 of WWE wrestling, I will sit there and make it a point to have it be a part of my life, one way or the other, whether I'm there live or if I'm watching on TV. I will have it be a point. So to me, they don't lose me in that. I don't lose them.
They lose you on one side of it. They lose you up on the fact that you won't pony up the money to go see it live.
But I'm not willing to do that anyway.
Well, see, that's the difference between you and me. I would pony if it was reasonable. No, don't get me wrong. I know exactly what you're saying, but just like the WWE is going to be, just like the NFL, it's pricing it out for the little people to go see a game. And so what they're doing every time they put on these events is pissing on the little person, which in turn, sooner or later, that's going to turn on them somehow. Now, will that happen in the next 5 years? I don't know, but I do know they are locking a lot of people out that would normally go, that could go, outside the fact that, but just so that you know, the prices of tickets just to Raw from 5 years ago to now has more than doubled for a ticket to go see it. So
and guess what?
And then you got the corporate and the people that some people can actually pay for that and go see it. I would go, but I'm a reasonable person. I won't go outside my reason to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
Some will. Some will.
I love it how we are two people here who don't make a lot of money throughout the year.
No, I'm broke ass.
Yeah, right. And we're sitting here talking about how a $1 billion company is going to hurt themselves for outpricing themselves out of the market. People are still paying.
Well,
I mean, until they actually legitimately hit the wall where no one is going to pay, I'm not going to worry about it because again,
I worry about it is
from my seat over here behind me, where I'm pointing at, right where my little tray is right there, with my Advil from all the yelling and screaming I do with you and everything else. It's true. But from my point of view, they haven't lost me financially. Look, would I love to take Cooper to go see a WWE event? Sure. But here's the thing, though. He's been to a wrestling show. He can care about that. I don't think he'd give a shit about if I took him to go see John Cena.
Well, hold on.
Because
you're talking about him when he went to that. Was it what? 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
No, it was about 2 years ago when he was ringing the bells at Swarmania.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Yeah. Well. So I mean, the thing is, if we're gonna look at this from a selfish point of view, which I think you're doing, because
of course that's what it's all about. Remember?
Because this is all about how
it's pricing. Who you're talking to?
Because this is all about how it's pricing you out of the market apparently. Then I will look at it from my selfish point of view. This doesn't really affect me.
Well, it does affect you. How much were you paying? $9.99 a month to get, and now how much are you paying with ESPN now? 40?
No, not 40.
How much are you paying?
Maybe
30
13.
at least.
No, it's 13.
13. You're paying $13 for ESPN with the premiums.
Yeah.
You,
well, first of all, if I have it connected to my Hulu and my Disney Channel as a bundle, then yeah, I'm paying $30-something. But I already have Hulu and Disney, so I'm already watching those. So then you put that together, it's like $13 for me to do, which I'm fine with.
I'm wondering why that whole thing came up to where it was going to be around. It was going to be around. I'm paying 30 with the ESPN, the little one, not the premium one. And it jumps to $53. So it just But
if you get into the bundle with Hulu and Disney Plus, then you get back on that more than you're putting in, because if you're paying for those individually it'll get you.
Yeah, I probably have to look at the prices again, because when they first started, it was going to move my bill up to $50 a month on Hulu. I'm like,
but like on
that.
Hulu, I was paying the price of not having commercials.
Yeah, me too. No commercials.
So now that I've merged over to Disney and ESPN, I'll get the commercials, but I'm also getting those other two things on the back end.
Got you. Because even on the premium lives, they put the commercials in it. That makes a little, because that's probably the difference, because I have 0 commercials still.
So the thing is, I think any sports fan out there is going to be selfish about how anything affects them.
Of course.
And it's all based on your lifestyle. Who are you at this point? Are you a person that likes to go out and go places? Are you someone who likes to sit at home and watch movies the entire time like I do? My thing is that if I'm as entertained on my couch as I am going to a live event, why waste the gas? That's on me. People are different. I get that.
Let me ask you just a really quick question. Quick question. I don't know what's near you, but if they figured out how to do a Raw or whatever, and it wasn't so far, I don't know where that'd be. Probably the casino. Probably the casino, right?
It'd be Oklahoma City, because they would never come to Windstar.
Gotcha. All right. So that being said, that's about an hour away for you, right?
Right.
Oklahoma City. So what would it take for you to go to a wrestling show?
Well, first I gotta get Monday off.
Outside of that.
Okay. Like, I would like to see CM Punk live. I don't know if he'd be live, because it's not like they're working the same schedule they used to work back in the day. I would probably, any seat works for me. It doesn't, I'm still seeing the same show regardless of where I'm seeing it from. With me, it comes down to, I hate traffic. I hate parking. I hate having to pay for that.
Yep. I do too.
And
me, I make you drive.
Right. That's fine, because that's different. But we're not paying to park it in Cleburne. So, but as far as like the drive from Ardmore, Oklahoma to Oklahoma City, over an hour, fight through the Norman traffic, fight through Oklahoma City traffic, get parked, go over there, deal with those fans. And those fans, they're nuts. Okay? Because all of them want to be on TV. I don't care to be on TV. I'm sorry. I've been on TV. Don't care to be on TV. Take it or leave it. I've been a star. I ain't want to be a star again. Okay? So I would much rather, for all the headaches I get, which I get a lot. I'm taking Advil like 4 a day. For all the
watch your liver.
For all the issues I have dealing with, I mean, I'm out of this house 4 days a week at a place that is filled with the least common denominator you'll ever see walking to a building. So why go out there and party with them? You know, so it's just my nature now. I mean, 20 years ago it might be a different story, but 20 years ago prices were cheaper, and I can afford to do it. Now that I know that I can't afford to do it, I'm not going to worry about it. Again, John Cena says this one thing. I heard this interview, and he is so true about this. And I put this into every walk of my life since I've heard this. I can control my own control. I cannot deal with I will not deal with what I have no control over. So, case in point, I used to have a boss. She was real demonstratory, and almost, I'm the boss. You're gonna you're gonna do everything I tell you to do, and you're gonna take this shit I'm gonna give you. You're gonna enjoy it, right? So she'll bring me to the office, and she's like, "Hey, why'd you not do this? And you can't do that." I'm like, "Okay." And she's like, "Oh, well, I can't yell at you anymore because you just kind of okayed me on that." Well, do you understand? Yeah, I get you. I screwed up. Oh, well, shit. And then all of a sudden, I'm not in this feud with her. I'm not in this fight with her. I'm not trying to find my own place with her. I'm just moving on. And this is what I've done with going to sporting events. I've moved on, and I'm like, look, I can still see the game. I would love to go. I love going to a baseball game. If I'm going to go to Arlington for anything, minus maybe a concert every once in a while for someone I actually. By the way, I don't really go to concerts very often. I have concerts at my job all the time.
You're getting old before your time.
Maybe so, but the thing is, I'm also to the point to where would I rather spend the money now to go see a wrestling show that I could have seen on TV, or save that money and go on a cruise?
Well, there you go. Yeah, your priorities are a little different, but
yeah. So I'm not for the immediate satisfaction of, oh, you gotta be there for that. Yeah, I'm so excited. Texas OU's gonna have it. I gotta be it. Give a fuck about that. So I mean, like if the game comes on the Cotton Bowl, I might be awake when it's on. I mean, it's just it's the nature of my own beast right now.
That's So it's the nature of you, and the nature of me too. What I've been put through.
I'll tell you where it all starts. Going to the movies. Movie theaters are prices out of going to go see a movie. But having said that, streaming has taken to the point where it can be in the theater for 30 days. It'll come right to us here in about 30 days.
Yep.
So save your money. You're already paying money for us. Just wait.
Exactly. Sometimes you just got to make that. It's just how much you'll make that decision.
And while you're waiting, guess what we have? Other programming. We can show you what to watch until that time comes. Case in point, I'm a huge fan of the Muppets. I love the Muppet Show. As a kid to even an adult, I love it. Saw the new one on Disney not too long ago. Thought it was great. I went back and I rewatched the older classic. They're kind of hard to watch now, but they're still fun to watch. It's still, Jim Henson and the greatness that was him and Frank Oz. So, So definitely I will sit there and watch it because they found other programming for me to watch until the next one. I'm a Star Trek fan. I love Strange New Worlds. I don't particularly care about the new one that's out, but I'll watch it for a little bit and go, okay, well, I can wait till the next Strange New Worlds comes out, and then when it comes out, I'm all in. But
it's like me watching ER for the 900th time,
Right.
I get it.
Or case in point, I'm rewatching MASH over and over and over as I go to sleep.
Yep. Frasier for me to sleep. Yeah.
I even have a game on my phone. This one right here, MASH trivia right here, where it has a list of all these questions. I'll sit there and I'll play the game and see how much I can remember of the show, just to kind of keep my brain going. So again, I find the hardcore sports nut. You can be a hardcore sports nut and do it from the confines of your own home. Thanks to Walmart. Thanks because Walmart will sell you a couch, they'll sell you a TV, they'll have the food for you. The only thing they won't have is clothes that'll fit a fat ass. That's all they don't have. So, that's just the nature of their beast. But as far as like the wrestling tickets are concerned and everything else, and they're overpricing, young, hopefully. Again, family of 4 from Idaho is not going to fly to Saudi Arabia to go see WrestleMania. I don't think that's in the cards. So I'm not worried about them. How
about the ones that'll go to Vegas?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, if they want to go to Vegas, hopefully they saved up for it. Because there is a thing about there's also another thing in this world called a credit card. And if they have good credit, they can actually go buy the tickets and pay the tickets off. Kind of like buying a new car. So, I mean, how invested of it are you, and how much are you willing to sacrifice your financial stake to go see these things when maybe 20, 30 years ago you didn't have to? But guess what? They're still making, and by the way, their deals are making there with all that. They can get corporations to come out there and buy 20 tickets, and they can give those to their fans who have a family of 4 who can go see those shows.
That doesn't happen very often, but I get it.
It does happen. It happens more often than you think, because you think of all the corporate sponsors that they have that are inside that wrestling ring right now. Those people have families of their own, and they sit there and they buy a lot of tickets for the Raw coming to their city, so they can be present. So business wise, they are there to pay homage to their product, because WWE is there. And while they're there, their family of 4 is there. They probably got into it's like getting insurance with a group policy. You pay less to get more because everybody's paying into it.
Right. But there's also that aspect of business on that portion of it. But it is what it is.
If you're dealing it from your standpoint, I want to go see WrestleMania. What's it going to cost for me to go?
Yep.
Ouch. Yes.
I know.
What? But again, Walmart for $700. Yes. You can buy your couch, TV, your food, your this, your that, and this. Go buy
the price of that for that trip. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I know
what the confines of your own home, and guess what you saved on? An airline ticket and gas.
Yep.
And maybe spending money for what you're going to spend at the event. And if you really want to go spend money and you go buy a T-shirt, guess what they have? WWEshop.com.
Or
go on there and
get the knockoffs. I'm all about getting the knockoffs,
right.
By the way. Get the knockoffs. They work hard too.
But if you have to get the official things, you're going to get there at the actual stadium. Their website has the same thing for the same price. All you do is pay for your shipping and handling.
Actually, on that point, it might be a little cheaper online, probably, because you get access to it right then. You don't have to pay shipping. So,
but again, you're talking about the mecca of professional wrestling, of sports entertainment. You're talking about that company, AEW. NWA, TNA, NXT. NXT is kind of weird. I mean, but
we'll see that. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those cool. But
all right, I've got to bail because I gotta move on. I gotta be somewhere at 5:45. So right. I gotta get going. But next week we'll be at this time. The week after we'll be at 1 o'clock your time.
All right. Hey, actually, 2 weeks from now, I'll have daylight savings time.
Oh, does that change then?
Yeah, after March 8th.
Okay, I'll figure that out when it comes in. All right, cool. All right, my man, you have a good one. We'll get on out of here. We'll check you next week on the Couch Potato Sports Show. Everybody have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.